year is 2010, and you know, NCAA 11 is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, NCAA football games of all time. And I figured let's go back in time, you know, what are we, 13 years ago now, and let's recreate and rewrite college football history. We're controlling a few different teams, so we get a few different looks. We will not be controlling any recruiting. We won't be playing any games, but we will be jumping into live looks of certain games. You know what I'm saying? So we're controlling Miami, Bama, Boise State, Florida, Florida State, LSU, Michigan, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, USC. Now, these are all teams I expect to play pretty well throughout the sim, teams that usually build well throughout the sim. So throughout sims and NCAAs. And I just want to see what comes of it. Like, will Alabama fall off like they always do in sim? Will Boise State become one of those powers starting off this sim at number 5 in the nation? How will Florida play without Tebow? It's the first year without Tebow. Bum SU, who cares? LSU, they're like a fringe team, but they got some pieces. Miami, we were always good on paper, but never got it done, you know what I mean, actually on the field. Michigan, they got Denard Shoelace Robinson. Notre Dame is Notre Dame. Ohio State had a squad around now, and then who else we got? Texas, this is their first year. Like their quarterback room was kind of crazy. Like this, they're number 3 in the nation, but Texas, this is like the start of a downward spiral. And USC was still pretty good around this time. So let's take a look at who the best players in the nation are. So Andrew Luck is the best player in the game at a 98 overall, followed by Patrick Peterson, who's also a 98. Mark Ingram was a 98. Mark Ingram won the Heisman this year. The Red Rocket Andy Dalton is a 97. LaMichael James is a 97. DeMarco Murray, Michael Floyd, Marvin Austin, Case Keenum was always a dog. He might even mess around and win the Heisman here in year 1. AJ Green, Cam Newton is a 97. Nick Fairley, Julio Jones. Let's see what other names. Noel Devine, Jake Locker, Deion Lewis, Terrell Pryor before, you know what I mean, he messed some things up and then they changed him to a wide receiver. He was definitely ahead of his time when it came to quarterbacks. Blaine Gabbert. We got Kellen Moore, who's sitting at the 96. Ryan Mallett, rest in peace. Tyrod Taylor, Ryan Williams. Von Miller, a young Von Miller, but an old Von Miller in college here in his senior season at Texas A&M. Kyle Rudolph, Colin Kaepernick sitting at the 95, 88 speed. RG3, Robert Griffin III. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, he definitely left after this season, his redshirt sophomore season. Marcel Darius is at 95. Let's just go. We're going to go all the way to we're out of the 90s. Just Gerard Johnson, journeyman. Richard Sherman at corner. I wonder if he plays both sides of the ball here, because, you know, Richard Sherman was a receiver. He's a 94. Evan Royster thought he was going to be good. Jaquez Rogers. So Richard Sherman is not a two-way player on the depth chart here. Doug Baldwin is there as well. You know, they ended up being teammates and winning the Super Bowl together, IRL. Chris Owusu. I wish there was a way I could put Richard Sherman at receiver. I know he didn't play both sides of the ball his whole time there, or am I mistaken? Did he? Season 1, you know what I mean? We're just gonna go ahead and sim through, see what awards people win and stuff like that. And you know what I mean? I'll see you boys on the other side. So take a look at the BCS polls heading into the conference championship week. Bama's at number 1, Wisconsin, Washington, TCU, Virginia Tech, Kansas, Utah, Auburn, Georgia Tech, and Oklahoma make up the top 10. Miami's just on the outside looking in at number 11. Boise State 14 with 2 losses. Florida 9-3, number 15. Ohio State 9-3 at number 16. USC is at number 24 with 3 losses. Take a look at the conference championship games. I want to see which ones have national championship implications. Probably going to jump into this Alabama game to see if we can get a good game out of that. Houston's ranked number 11, taking on UAB, but they're not really going to jump that far. Oklahoma, Colorado's a good one. Temple and Western Michigan. Temple should easily win that one. And then you got Clemson taking on 11-1 Georgia Tech. Now, like I said, the one that I feel like matters the most is UGA could potentially upset this Crimson Tide team, and I want to see exactly if Alabama could come out here and get it done. There are A+ across the board. UGA is a B+, A-, B+. Bama probably already beat these dudes this year, but we're just going to jump in and see what happens. We got Bama versus UGA here in the SEC championship game, picking up in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. And let's see if UGA can actually come out here and get a big time upset, bro. All right, let's go ahead and stem to the end of the game. Let's see if UGA can keep it close. Bama scores first. They get a stop. UGA goes down and finally puts it in the end zone. The game's pretty back and forth. Both defenses are getting a stop. UGA goes up. Bama comes right back and ties it up. And we're going to go into the locker room with UGA up 21-0. 21-14, excuse me. Bama ties it up 21-21. Now UGA goes up 28-21 in the fourth quarter. Let's take this possession by possession. Bama is stopped. UGA goes down and they put points on the board. So this is going to be a big time drive for Bama as Greg McElroy hits Mark Ingram for 22 yards. He hits Julio Jones for 30 yards. Let's jump in and watch this next play. McElroy back to pass. He's going to take a shot deep. It's Marquise Mays in the back of the end zone. And just like that, Bama strikes and they are down one score. Aaron Murray is sacked first play for 6 yards, second and 16. Can Bama do what it takes to get off the field here, get the ball back, and give their offense another chance to make a play? Remember, Bama has to win this game to make it to the national championship. This will severely screw things up if they find a way to lose this game. So it's going to be under 230. And Aaron Murray is back to pass. They go with the 4 verts, and he's got a wide open man, and it's held on and brought down by number 17. And Alabama cannot believe, what's his name? Big Al. Big Al cannot believe that Alabama gave up that deep pass. Charles in motion no, UGA is not going to run out the clock this time. And they go with the screenplay, nearly sacked, and Alabama gets to stop, and they're going to finally use their final timeout. So they get the ball off of a punt. So 2nd and 10 here for Alabama. No timeouts, but they have a lot of time, 1:26 left. McElroy back to pass, and that one's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Another 3rd and long for Bama. Remember, boys, at the end of the game here, this is a 4-down drive for Alabama. They're only 3 for 11 on 3rd downs today. So they have not been efficient here. Greg McElroy is in shotgun. He tries to draw UGA off from offsides. Not really sure why they're wasting the clock here. And they're going to run the ball. Mark Ingram with some Trent Richardson vision there. He had the whole right side wide open. All right, 4th and 7 for Bama here. This is the money down. McElroy has all day to pass. He's taking a shot deep. He has a man. It's brought down. He's off to the races. Brought down finally inside the 40-yard line. What a pass. What composure. Alabama's running the no huddle here. They're getting their guys back at the line of scrimmage. I can't believe the deep passes we are seeing given up here, you know, on these 3rd and longs, and they spike it. I want to spike that one. Come on, Saban. All right, we got a 2nd and 10 here. UGA's back is up against the wall because I feel like Bama is going to put this drive together. McElroy, ooh, that one could have been picked off. So 3rd and 10 here for Bama. UGA is this close to pulling off the upset. McElroy, they were going with the screen, it looks like, and that pass is dropped by Marquise Mays. He takes a big hit from the safety, and he can't hold on. So 4th and 10 again for Alabama here on this drive. 50 seconds left. UGA's bringing pressure. He's got a man down, wide open down the seams. How does that happen again? Big time pitch and catch there. Gibson comes down with that catch, and it looks like Bama's going to spike it again. This is just a loss of down. Call 2 plays in the huddle and get after it, bro. What are we doing? So 2nd and 10 for Bama after that stupid spike. McElroy back to pass. This time they're only going to send 2, and what a forced pass by McElroy. All right, 4th and 10 again for Bama, bro. This is where they seem to thrive. McElroy surveying, he's forcing that one to Marquise Mays, and he hits him for 6. Bama is an extra point away from tying this game up. What a pitch and catch. We're going to watch this one just because I don't want the computer to hold us and have him miss the kick for no reason. But for the most part, bro, it looks like we are headed to overtime in the SEC championship game. 18-yard return with 19 seconds left. 0-yard pass. 8-yard pass, 28-yard pickup to AJ Green, and they are in field goal range. And can he hit this kick? We are on base, default sliders, and UGA walks this one off with a field goal to win the SEC championship. Bama's come from behind effort mattered none as UGA got a big 28-yard pass to AJ Green to win this one. There was an age-old debate in college and high school who was better out of AJ Green and Julio Jones, and AJ Green said, I make the big-time plays to put my team in position to win, and Alabama chokes away a national championship appearance. All right, so season 1's Heisman winner is going to be Jake Locker of Washington. 400 first-place votes, narrowly beat out Case Keenum. 3,900 yards passing, another 852 on the ground with 39 total touchdowns. What a hell of a season. Top 5 finishers: Case Keenum, Andy Dalton, Colin Kaepernick, and Josh Nesbitt. All right, guys, so let's take a look at bowl season here and take a look at some of the notable games for sure. So the Natty is going to be Washington versus Wisconsin. I feel like the ratings on that game is going to be super trash and super low, but it is what it is, baby. I'm just hating. Cotton Bowl, Ole Miss, Kansas State. Sugar Bowl, Georgia versus Utah. Orange Bowl, Georgia Tech versus Bama. Fiesta Bowl, Oklahoma versus West Virginia. Rose Bowl, TCU versus Virginia Tech. Gator Bowl, Arkansas. Whatever, I don't want to say it now. All right, boys, so we are here in the Rose Bowl. TCU sitting at number 3, taking on number 4 Virginia Tech. Let's see if we're going to get a good game that we can actually jump into. Virginia Tech strikes first. They go up 10-0. TCU isn't moving the ball. Finally, Andy Dalton puts it in the end zone, but Virginia Tech is not being slowed down. TCU stopped once again, 24-7 here in the first half, and it looks like, okay, TCU finally puts more points on the board. Their defense is trying to step up, but they're really struggling to compete. They're only down 3 points here. And now TCU is actually up 28-24. All right, guys, so 28-24, Virginia Tech is up. Andy Dalton is trying to drive down the field to potentially add more points on the board. We got a 3rd and 13 here. They actually are going to pick it up. 27-yard pickup from Dalton to Hicks. Let's jump in here and see if Andy Dalton could put more points on the board. Andy Dalton has Tucker in motion here. Looks, oh, big block pickup by the running back, and TCU is in the end zone. Andy Dalton breaks the school record. Well, it looks like he did it earlier in the year, but he continues to pile it on. And TCU would have come from behind victory. They were down 24-7 in the first half, bro. TCU shocks the world and they win the Rose Bowl here versus Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was handily winning this game, but TCU would not give up. They fought hard and they got a big time dub. All right, boys, we are here for the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Number 10 Oklahoma taking on unranked West Virginia. I believe Oklahoma's going to blow them out, but West Virginia said, hold my beer. Now Oklahoma's up 21-7, but we know that means nothing with the last game we just watched. West Virginia gets stopped a couple times in the red zone, but they are stopping Oklahoma. Now they do not. 28-7, 35-7. I think it's going to be a little too late for West Virginia. Oklahoma has this one in the bag. 42-21 is going to be a final score here in the Fiesta Bowl. Landry Jones and Oklahoma get the job done. Now, before we go into Natty, man, let's take a look and see who won what award. We already know that Jake Locker won the Heisman. Jake Locker also won the Maxwell. Jake Locker also won the Walter Camp. The Benedict goes to Nigel Bradham. The Nagurski also goes to Nigel Bradham. The O'Brien Trophy goes to Case Keenum. The Doak Walker goes to Via Towel. The Biletnikoff goes to Austin Pettis. The Mackey goes to Bo Rutherford. Riley Reef wins the Outland. The Remington goes to Sean Bedford. Omar Hunter gets the Lombardi. John Major gets best linebacker. Joe Leffiget wins the Thorpe. The Groza goes to Eric Folk. Will Hagerup gets the Guy. Best returner, aka the Jet, goes to Michael Floyd. Okay, boys, let's get this national championship game underway. Who will strike first? Wisconsin goes up 3-0. Wisconsin goes up 10-0. Wisconsin goes up 17-0. Jake Locker is not looking like the Heisman that he won this season. He's getting shut down 17-0 Wisconsin. Wisconsin's deep. Finally, Jake Locker puts some points on the board. Wisconsin gets stuffed. They get stopped again. Jake Locker's barely moving the ball. He finally puts more points on the board. Wisconsin answers back 24-14 late in this ball game. And that is going to be the final score, 27-14. Wisconsin gets the dub. Monty Ball is a national champion. This game was never good enough to jump into. Wisconsin pretty much handled this game the whole entire time. Jake Locker proved that his Heisman might have been a wee bit bogus. All right, so take a look at the top players in the nation that are leaving for the draft or graduating. Mark Ingram, AJ Green, Julio Jones, Andy Dalton, Jake Kirkpatrick, DeMarco Murray, Marvin Austin, Case Keenum, Cam Newton, Terrell Pryor, Blaine Gabbert, Jake Locker, the Heisman winner. We got Alan Bailey, Ryan Mallett, rest in peace, Marcel Darius, Devier Posey, Sharice Wright, Cam Hayward. We already know the menace he became. Colin Kaepernick, Mike Pouncey, Titus Young. All right, boys, top recruiting classes in the nation. Oklahoma brings in 7 5-stars, 11 4-stars, 3 3-stars. That's crazy. This is an insane class, bro. Penn State 3 14 and 4. Georgia 4-7-9, UCLA 0-12-9, Texas A&M 1-6-16, TCU number 6, Nebraska number 7, Vatech number 8, Notre Dame and West Virginia round up out the top 10. Damn, where was Alabama's class ranked? Was Alabama top 10? Did I just miss it? No, Alabama doesn't have a top recruiting class. That's scary. And see, they don't recruit as well as they do IRL in video games, and that's really what be hindering them. Alabama has the number 59 recruiting class. Maybe they just didn't need a lot of people. They're bringing a 5-star quarterback though. All right, guys, so season number 2, Heisman watch list: Jordan Wynn, Keon Barner, Marquise Mays, Kellen Moore, Deion Lewis. Top 10 schools: Bama, Wisconsin, Oklahoma, Vatech, Washington, TCU, Auburn, Florida, Miami, Ohio State, USC, Stanford, Texas, Boise State, Georgia, Ole Miss, Oregon, Georgia Tech, Utah, West Virginia, Michigan, Bum SU, Kansas State, Clemson, Oklahoma State make out the top 25. So top players in the nation: Deion Lewis, Michael Floyd, David Moak, Daquan Bowers, Kellen Moore, Nate Potter, James Carpenter, Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck didn't go up at all. Ryan Broyles, Michael Brewster, Jarrell Harris, Josh Chapman, Drake Kirkpatrick, Ryan Williams, Ryan Tannehill. Let's see if they got Tannehill's catching actually where it should be, because he played receiver. Yep, 92 catching. You can move Tannehill to receiver in this game. Mohamed Sanu, Michael James, and Trent Richardson is a 97, Mark Barron, Patrick Peterson in his senior year. Heading into the conference championship weekend, Bama and Miami are sitting at 1-2, both in their respective conference championships. Boise State, I don't remember if the Mountain West had a conference championship or not. I'm pretty sure they just won it outright. So if one of these two teams lose, they jump up. Stanford lost the Pac-10 to USC, but they're ahead of USC in the BCS championship. Clemson could jump a lot of people if they beat Miami. Texas plays Iowa State. Penn State, I didn't see they were in their game. LSU 10-2. They're just on the outside looking in. UW falls to 3 losses, you know what I mean, without Jake Locker. Ohio State lost 4 games. Bum SU lost 3 games. Wisconsin lost 4 games this year. All right, boys, the SEC championship here in Atlanta. Number 1, Bama taking on number 18, USC. Is Spurrier still the coach at South Carolina during this time? I don't remember. But Bama's up 14-3. South Carolina driving their stuff. Their defense makes a stop. They go down to get 6. They missed the extra point. They're down 21-9. They get points right before half. Bama goes up 28-16, 35-16, 38-16. 41-16, and that's probably going to be all she wrote. Bama is not going to fumble the bag this season in the SEC chip. They put up a 50 burger on South Carolina. 51-26 is your final score. AJ McCarron got his boys over the hump, something Greg McElroy could not do. All right, ACC championship game. This one the game was still in Florida, I believe. The game wasn't in North Carolina yet. Number 2 Miami taking on number 7 Clemson. Y'all know who I'm going for as a homer. Let's go sim to the end of the game. I need Ja'Cory to put points on the board. Clemson strikes first. We come back and get 3. That's tough. Defense gets a stop. We put up 6. We go up 13-7. Oh, we get stuffed there. Clemson goes down and they get 6. 14-3, 21-3 actually. Come on, Miami. Like, I'm just going to openly be biased and root for my team. 21-21. They get a stop. Come on. Clemson gets into the end zone. Ja'Cory Harris throws the pass to Travis Benjamin. He drops it. And we're just going to watch this play. I actually meant to sim it, but let's see what we got. We got Walford out here. We got Lamar Miller. We're definitely running the ball. You couldn't make it any more obvious that we were running the damn ball, bro. Lamar Miller trying to get loose. He's stuffed at the line, picking up 1. 39 for Miami here. We got Collier lined up in the slot. Ja'Cory goes with the screen. Lamar Miller makes a man miss. Can he do it again? He gets stood up. And we're going to be forced to punt here. No. Come on, Miami. Get a stop. Oh, we're going up against Taj Boyd. So it's not like this Clemson team is trash. They force a punt. Ja'Cory Harris hits Collier. That pass is thrown away. Lamar Miller picks up 5 yards. Lamar Miller picks up 7. Travis Benjamin, 2-yard catch. Pass dropped by Travis Benjamin. We got to be going for this, right? Yeah, 4th and 1, 4 down territory. Don't get the ball to Lamar, bro. Well, you can, but we should have a lead block. Oh, we almost got him to jump off sides. Ja'Cory jumping back to pass. I hate it here. Why is that our play call? Defense gets the ball back. Once no penalty on the defense. Clemson's drive stays alive. 24-yard pickup. 1st and goal. That's the ball game. I don't see Miami coming back winning this game. And the number 2 team in the nation fumbled the bag, and they are playing their way out of the national championship. And Bama is more than likely going to play Boise State unless Clemson jumps all the way up to number 2 because they beat number 2. We've seen crazier things happen in the BCS era when it comes to these computers and the voting. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Oh, man, that play call on 4th and 1 was absolutely trash, bro. Joe Avery from Hawaii wins the Heisman. 188 catches, 2,275 yards, 20 touchdowns. How did anybody else receive a first place vote? Joe Avery's the man. So, yep, the Natty is going to be Bama versus Boise State. We pretty much know how that's going to go. Miami drops to 7. They will be taking on Texas in the Fiesta Bowl. The Orange Bowl is going to be LSU versus number 4 Clemson. So Clemson only moved up to 4. Rose Bowl is going to be USC versus Penn State. That's a good game. Award winners: Tom Savage wins the Maxwell out of Rutgers. Brandon Bowden wins the Walter Camp out of Ole Miss. The Bednarik goes to Marshall Harris from USC. Nagurski also to Marshall Harris, a true freshman at that. Damn. Andrew Luck wins to O'Brien. He threw for 4,000 yards, 41 touchdowns. Doak Walker goes to Brandon Bowden. The Biletnikoff goes to Joe Avery. I mean, who else was it going to go to? 200 catches almost in a season is nuts. The Mackey goes to Blake Ailes. Josh Dorisik of LSU wins to Outland. Michael Brewster wins to Remington. Lombardi goes to Brett Roy. Dick Buckus goes to Marshall Harris. No, this dude is an amazing true freshman. Damn. The Thorpe goes to Tyler Sash of Iowa. Shout out to the white DBs. The Groza goes to Patrick O'Hara. The guy goes to David Soldner. The best returner, aka the Jet, goes to Deontay Thompson out of Buef. All right, boys, we're here in the Sugar Bowl. We want to see if we can get some gameplay out of Andrew Luck, but only if the game is close. Rutgers strikes first. Andrew Luck is stuffed. Rutgers goes up 14-0. Andrew Luck must have turned the ball over, finally puts it in the end zone. They finally get 3 more. Stanford defense is acting like they got a pair. They're getting stops. Andrew Luck driving down the field. That drive is stopped. He actually goes down and gets 6 this time. Rutgers puts more points on the board. 23-20 here in the 4th quarter. So Steve Shimko I went to high school with this dude. He was our high school quarterback. He coached at Garden City. He was a quarterback coach for the Seahawks. So he coached Russell Wilson, and I forget who he coaches with now. Yeah, he's an offensive coordinator for Boston College now. So yes, shout out to Steve Shimko. All right, we got a 3rd and 5 here. Tom Savage has Stroud in motion. This could be a big stop for Stanford if they get the half a stop and hold them to 3. Savage surveying, almost gets sacked. That's a dot for 6 in the end zone. Oh my goodness. Look at the lighting in this game. It's so beautiful. 4th and 6, 21 seconds left here. Can he at least deliver a strike? A field goal does nothing for Stanford, bro. He's back to pass. He's going to take a shot. He had a man deep. He throws a pick. No, that one's actually caught on the ball. Stanford's going to run the no huddle. No way, they don't. Stanford doesn't call a timeout or run a no huddle. Finally, what the fuck? Computer, what the hell is good, bro? So this is probably the last play for Andrew Luck in his offense. I'm really not sure why they called a timeout after 2-3 seconds went off the clock. But Luck back to pass. He had 11. He's taking a shot back in the end zone. Oh my God! His feet were out of bounds. That was a dime, bro. All right, bro. 2nd and 10. 1 second left. Andrew Luck, his receiver couldn't keep his feet in bounds, bro. But that dime was a dime. All right, back to pass. They ran a screen. No way. No way that's the play call they ran. No way that's the play call. Harbaugh. Harbaugh, you suck. And in the Rose Bowl, we got USC taking on Penn State. And that one was another good game. Penn State bumps off USC, though, 31-24. Take a look at this game. This was just a great game. Penn State really turned up in the 2nd quarter. USC got shut out in the 2nd quarter. That's what really, stopped them. Newsome and, so Penn State played 2 QBs, and they both threw the ball a lot. Somebody got hurt. Not sure who the running backs are. Penn State never really has big names, bro. Same thing here with USC. They're playing 2 quarterbacks. Matt Barkley played like trash though. They probably benched him. Tyler, receivers, Ailes went crazy, 8 for 130 in the touchdown. So, but here in the Fiesta Bowl, we got Miami taking on Texas. Remember, Miami should have been in the Natty. They lost in the ACC championship game. They're going to strike twice against Texas. They're trying to prove to the world Texas is back. Texas get a long touchdown, but Miami finally punches it back in, and again, 28-7, make it 35-7. The Hurricanes are stepping on the necks of Texas, way ahead of these dudes right now. They're slowing down. Texas still putting points on the board. Ja'Cory Harris gets 3 more points. They're only up 12. Texas is making this a ball game. Third and 11 here for Miami. Ja'Cory Harris needs to pick up this first down to get the rest of these timeouts from Texas. We've seen a lot of crazy 3rd and 4th. That one should have been batted down. Collier makes the catch. It gets lit up, but the first down is picked up by Miami. Are you kidding me, bro? Did Texas just fumble the bag? 3rd and 3. 1st and 10, that's it. That's the ball game. Miami is going to be your Fiesta Bowl champs. Shout out to Ja'Cory Harris and his Miami squad for getting a BCS Bowl win. Y'all know I'm biased. I'm always going to root for my boys no matter what. Texas is not back, and we get a big-time dub. Let's go. It's probably going to be just as boring as the last year's Wisconsin versus UW, but, you know, we've seen crazier things in sim. All right, we're going to go quarter by quarter here. Bama strikes first, no surprise. Boise's right in the game. Boise doesn't answer back the second time. That's tough. Next quarter, Boise misses their extra point. Bama goes down and scores 28-13, 35-13. Let's go next quarter. Kellen Moore, he looks like he wants to break some bets. Ooh, they keep getting stuffed. I think he might be turning the ball over. For those of you on YouTube that might be confused, we put a prediction on Twitch. We put Boise at +17 underdogs. You know what I mean? So they had to lose by 16 or less. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Oh, they get a stop. They get a stop. I don't know. Can they move the ball? No, they cannot move the ball, chat. That's disgusting. If you bet on Boise, my apologies. As expected, man, Bama absolutely dismantles Boise State. What was it, 41-16? Boise did not cover the spread. And Alabama is season 2 national champions. So top players going to the draft for graduating. Technically both Michael Floyd, David Moak, Daquan Bowers, Kellen Moore, Nate Potter, James Carpenter, Andrew Luck, Ryan Broyles, Michael Brewster, Jarrell Harris, Josh Chapman, Muhammad Sanu, LaMichael James, Trent Richardson, Nico Johnson, Ryan Williams, Ryan Tannehill, Kyle Dooley, Travis Lewis, Ja'Cory Harris. All right, guys, so season 2's best recruiting class. Oklahoma with back-to-back #1 recruiting classes. They had 7 5-stars year 1. They get 6 5-stars year 2. They get 6, 6, and 8. Penn State 3, 8, and 8. Auburn 3, 7, and 8. Georgia 3, 7, and 7. Georgia Tech 1, 9, and 11. TCU once again is top 10 with 0 5-stars, but a bunch of 4 stars, 3 stars, and 2 stars. Notre Dame has a top 7 class. UCF with a top 8 class in the nation. Can't wait to see what they become. North Carolina, West Virginia, and round out the top 10. And Alabama continues to not have a top class in the nation. They're in the 50s. They were 59 last year. They're 52 this year. That's tough, bro. But they won a natty, so, you know, they know what they're doing. All right, so here we are, season 3, preseason top 10. Bama, Penn State, LSU, Miami, Stanford, Clemson, Texas, USC, Michigan, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Iowa, Wisconsin, Washington, Bum SU, TCU, Boise State, Arkansas, Tech, Ole Miss, Rutgers, Cal, Oklahoma State, and BUF round out the top 25. Garrett Gilbert of Texas is the leader in the Heisman watch list, followed by Denard Robinson, AJ McCarron, Keith Price, and Mike Marskavertra. So top players in the nation, Deion Lewis is back in the 99 club. Surprised he didn't go to the league after last year. He must have got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt because he played like, oh yeah, I wouldn't went to the league. Either Marcus Fortson, LeVar Edwards, Riley Reef, Drake Kirkpatrick, those are all your 99s. Ray Armstrong, this dude was nasty. Actually, I went to college with his sister. You know what I mean? Shout out to her. Patrick Lonergan. RG3 is still here, chat, in this world. RG3 stayed all 5 years in this sim, bro. He got hurt last year. Oh my goodness, a lot of injuries. Injuries are on. All right, guys, so taking a look at the top teams for championship week, these all matter. Florida State plays in their conference championship game. Bama plays in their conference championship game. Texas plays in their conference championship game. And if I had to guess, oh no, Oregon is an outright conference champion in the Pac-10. They didn't have a conference championship game. Wow, I'm anxious to see how this plays out. We're going to jump into the ACC, the SEC, and the Big 12 championship games. SEC championship game is here. This is a game that has BCS championship implications every single season. And last time Bama was here versus UGA, they did fumble the bag as the #1 seed. They go up 21 all. Now 24-21. UGA is going back and forth. UGA is putting points on the board. UGA gets stuff there, luckily, but they go right back down and score again. They are in the driver's seat in this one. Bama has a long way to go. They're down 10. AJ McCarron hits Edwards for a 10-yard pickup. Incomplete pass to Kelly. AJ McCarron runs for 5 yards, and he throws a pick to Jay Hall of UGA. Will Bama get a stop here? They do. Will Bama be able to go down and score? They are unable to. And UGA is just going to run out the clock here. All right, guys, Bama made it interesting late. They are only going to lose by 3, but in the end, you know, Aaron Murray bumps off Bama. So for 2 to 3 years, Bama loses in the SEC championship game to UGA, and they're going to bump them out of the national championship. Bama has been in the SEC championship game all 3 seasons so far, but they are 1-2. It's a snowy one for the ACC championship game here, boys. And number 1, Bum SU is taking on UNC. UNC strikes first. They get a stop. They go up 14-0. FSU's offense is in a disarray. They finally get 3. UNC's offense is starting to slow down. 14-10. They go down and get 3. They're up 7. FSU ties the game up. FSU gets a stop. Now we're back and forth on defensive stops. UNC finally puts points on the board. FSU fumbles the bag, but they get the ball back and they punch it in the end zone. FSU is now up 3. UNC went down to score. This is going too fast for me. FSU, EJ Manuel was still their quarterback. 3rd and 5, 1st and 10 now. They're driving 3rd and inches on a 1. FSU punches it in. Will UNC be able to answer back and score points? 3rd and 13, penalty versus the offense. 4th and 13, they are forced to punt. Now UNC needs to get a stop here. Penalty on the offense. Negative 2-yard rush. 3rd and 14, and EJ Manuel with a dot. 25 yards. They pick up the 1st down. Another 13-yard pickup, a touchdown. FSU has all but won this game. Will UNC be able to punch it into the end zone here? They fumble the ball, and FSU is going to survive as the number 1 seed, and they're going to win this ACC championship game, and they punch their ticket to the national championship. All right, boys, in the Big 12 championship, number 3 Texas has to win to punch their ticket to the Natty. The number 2 team already lost, so it is up to them. They control their own destiny. They're up 14-6, 20-6. I think Missouri is not going to be a match, 27-6. We might not even have to jump into this one, 34-13, 34-20. Texas is giving up points, but at this point, they're trading touchdowns, and Missouri is not really getting any stops, except for right now. Let's see if Missouri can go down and score. They do. They are making this one a game. Here we are in the 4th quarter, 2nd and 9 for Texas. They pick up the 1st down, and they score on a 41-yard touchdown pass. They back up 10. What will Missouri do to answer back here? They are forced to punt. Still a lot of game left with 6 minutes left, but they give up another 6 to Texas. And I think it's safe to say that this one might be over 62-45. Imagine your offense putting up 51 points and still losing by double digits. That is so sad. But Texas punches their ticket to the Natty. Looks like we're going to see Bum SU take on Texas. Okay, boys, so FSU's EJ Manuel is going to walk away with this season's Heisman. 489 first place votes, 41 through the air, 340 on the ground, 48 total touchdowns. He beats out Doge of Texas Tech, Gilbert of Texas, Denard Robinson of Michigan, AJ McCarron of Bama. Whoa, Texas got hold. Texas got hold. Oregon jumped Texas without playing the conference championship game, and they are the number 2 team in the nation. Oh, I told you we seen some crazy things back in the BCS era, bro. Award winners: EJ Manuel also walks away with the Maxwell, the Walter Camp, the Benedict goes to Shane Skov, the Gursky goes to Skov, O'Brien goes to Seth Doge, the Doak Walker goes to Deion Lewis, Blitnikoff goes to Roy Roundtree, Mark Wedderburn wins the Mackey, the Outland goes to Joe Cabriaglio, the Remington goes to Dallas Lee, the Lombardi goes to Josh Morrow, the best linebacker goes to Skov, Drake Kirkpatrick walks away with the Thorpe, the Groza goes to Nate Freese, the guy goes to Ryan Shoemaker, best returner goes to Drake Kirkpatrick. So none of these games really intrigue me except for the Fiesta Bowl and the Natty. Those are probably going to be the only 2 games that we jump into. Like, Texas got hold, Bama fumbled the bag, and but this should still be a good game. Here we are, Fiesta Bowl. Let's get our Super Sim on, see if we get a good game to jump into. Bama strikes first. Texas is going to answer back. Bama drives, but the drive stalls. Back and forth. Texas finally puts it in the end zone once again. Alabama answers back. Got a 14-all ball game. Make that 21-14. Make that 21-all. It's back and forth. It's like a heavyweight boxing match. Back and forth. Each team is trading blows. Texas finally regains the lead, and every time they do, Bama's right there to answer. Bama gets a stop. 4:46 left here. Eddie Lacy is now the running back for Bama. AJ McCarron hands that one off. They're going to punt that one back to Texas. Could Texas put a drive together? They're going to be forced to punt, and that's going to put Bama in plus territory. McCarron incomplete. Eddie Lacy 7-yard rush. Eddie Lacy loses 2 yards. They go for it on 4th. AJ McCarron hits Bowman for 7 yards. He throws that one away. 10-yard rush by Lacy. 15-yard pass to Watson. They are in the red zone. Yeah, EJ was nasty. So Bama with a chance to tie this game up or take the lead. Horrible snap. They go with the screen. Luckily, that one wasn't picked off. If I was Eddie Lacy, I would have let that one hit the ground. 2nd and 15 off after losing 5 yards. They go with the option. Watch AJ McCarron running the option. Eddie Lacy, can he break the tackle? He can't. Good tackle by 58. 3rd and 10, 2 minutes left here for Bama. Do they try to force it in the end zone, or do they just play smart and play for the field goal? McCarron taking a shot deep in the end zone. He gets it to his man, but he can't get his feet in bounds. And that's going to force Bama to settle for 3. Remember, Bama doesn't historically have good kickers. He'll mess around and miss this kick. That one is up. It splits the uprights. We got a 31 all ball game. All right, 31 all ball game. What will Texas do? Gilbert is sacked. 3rd and 11. They pick up 26 yards. 2nd and 10. 28-yard pickup. They are in plus territory field goal range. 10-yard penalty versus the offense. 5-yard pickup. 3rd and 5. We're going to jump into this 3rd and 5. I think Texas has pretty much already got this game won. I mean, just be smart, play for the field goal. Don't throw an interception. Don't take a sack. They take a shot deep, and that one is nearly picked off and nearly caught at the same time. 4th and 5. Texas is bringing out the kick team. Will he knock this through the uprights? The kick is up, and the kick is, oh my God, that snuck into the uprights, bro. Texas is back. Hook 'em horns. Season 3 natty, baby. Season 3 natty. Let's get it. So who will strike first in this game? Florida State strikes first. Oregon gets a stop. They're finally on the board. Florida State scores real quick. Let's see. Back and forth. 21-7. FSU's defense holding steady. Oregon finally gets on the board again. Their defense can't get a stop. They're down 14. They get a big stop there. They go down and they fumble the bag and don't score. This game has been 28-14 for a minute, 28-17 now. 5-yard penalty. First, 15-yard penalty on Oregon's defense. FSU scores. I think that's going to be the ball game. 34-17, 35-13. They're making it close. FSU is forced to kick a field goal. They missed. 25-yard pickup from Bennett to Cantu. 8-yard pickup. 4-yard loss on the sack. 7-yard pickup. They pick up the first down. 7-yard pickup with a minute 40 left. 3rd and 3. Let's jump into this game. 3 here for Oregon means nothing. It still puts them down 9. So what will they be able to get into the end zone? Bennett back to pass, surveying. He's got a man wide open, and he stopped short. Will they run a no huddle on the ball? They do. Will Oregon be able to punch this in? They better not spike this ball. Just waited and voted. You see him, right? Play action. Dot in the back of the end zone. Oh my goodness, what a throw. I thought that was crazy. Minute 17 left. They have all 3 timeouts. Onside kick recovered by MSU. Negative 2-yard pickup, 5-yard pickup, 3rd and 8. Oregon needs to stop. They have their last timeout. And if you waited to vote, I hope you lose your points and Oregon comes back and wins. Somebody's gonna be wide open. You gotta make a tackle. They do. 4th down. Oregon's getting the ball back. 56 seconds left here. Does FSU kick? They do. The kick is up. It is wide left. Florida State misses the kick. 52 seconds left. No timeouts. What will Oregon do with this opportunity? Snap jump by FSU. Big block picked up. That's picked. Ooh, he actually took a pick away from his teammate. They're back to pass again. I see somebody open. Yup. Dot. 84 breaks the tackle. Can he break another? Big solid tackle by FSU. On the ball, on the ball. Do not punt it. I mean, do not spike it. I hate when the computer spikes the ball, bro. They're going to spike it. It's NCAA. What else do we expect? 35-30. Oregon has a chance to win this game. They are in plus territory. I think if they get in the red zone, they might win it. God, oh my goodness, what a throw. I thought he was going to break that tackle. He's down inside the 15-yard line. Brian Bennett, 25 for 50, 362, 3 touchdowns on the day. 2nd and 10, Oregon loses, essentially giving up a free down, bro, if you ask me. Bennett back to pass. Surveying. That's picked. Oh my goodness. FSU does not want to win and Oregon gets out of bounds. That is the 2nd time they should have made a play on the ball and they miss. Oh no, Bennett is hurt. Bennett goes down for Oregon on that throw. The backup is coming in on 3rd and inches, and he has to make the biggest reads of his life here inside the red zone. Is he ready for this moment? Oh my God, he is. Oregon drives down the field, less than a minute left. No timeouts, and they put 6 on the board. They are up 1. Do they go for 2 to go up a full field goal? Of course, they're going to attempt it. Oh my God. The backup comes in first throw of the day. Dot. Hot one. They're going to turn around. It's play action. Run that. Oh, good throw. Get in the end zone. Oregon's up 3. FSU has 12 seconds and 3 timeouts. 12 seconds and 3 timeouts. This warms my heart to see FSU about to lose a natty. Please, for the love of God, I need to see it. Oh man, that man he has them deep. FSU comes down with the catch. I spoke too soon. What a play. How does Oregon let that happen? How does Oregon let that happen, chat? One play, 77-yard bomb from the Heisman winner, EJ Manuel. Are you kidding me? Oregon has to run this one back to win this game, bro. Oh, bum SU, I hate you so much. I hate you so much, and that is going to be a ball game, the ball game. The Natty in season 3 was the best national championship we've had to date. What a game. ESPN Classic, the greatest college football game I've ever seen ever in life. And EJ Manuel raises his hand as he drives his team down for victory. So take a look at the top players leaving for the draft. Deion Lewis, Marcus Fortson, LeVar Edwards, Riley Reef, Dre Kirkpatrick, Peter Kahns, Tyler Bittencourt, Nick Perry, Alexander Torres, John Simon, Travis Frederick, Shane Scove, Ray Armstrong, Patrick Lonergan, RG3. RG3 didn't get hurt this year. He played well. Barrett Jones, Eric Toss, Bryce Butler. Oh, Keon Barner had ended up transferring from Oregon. Damn, Chad, I didn't even know. Looked like he went to Arizona State or something like that. All right, so season 3 top classes in the nation. Penn State with 5 4-stars, 9 4-stars, 4 3-stars. Notre Dame with 4, 5, and 11. Bama finally with a top 5 recruiting class at number 3, 7 5-stars, 3 4-stars, 3 3-stars. Georgia, Oklahoma, TCU, Clemson, Purdue, Texas A&M, and Cal round out the top 10. Most 4-stars, most 5-stars go to Bama. Penn State with 4, Notre Dame with 4, Penn State with 5, Notre Dame with 4, Ohio State and USC with 3. So top 10 this year: Georgia, Michigan, Penn State, Texas, Bama, Florida State, Stanford, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Ole Miss, Oregon, LSU, Clemson, Arizona State, Michigan State, TCU, Nebraska, Washington, Northwestern, Texas Tech, Boston College, Tennessee, Pitt, Texas A&M, and West Virginia round out the top 25. So top players in the nation: not 199 this year, 198, Eric Strive, Tyler Brazen, 97, Tom Ward, Cody Green, Jelani Jenkins, Shayon Green, Keith Price, Raymond Cotton. So this should be the last season with guys that really existed, and everybody else is going to be, you know, generated throughout recruiting and stuff like that. And that's when things are really going to get interesting. Heading into championship week, top teams in the nation: LSU, Nebraska, West Virginia, USC, Oregon is back in the mix again, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Michigan, Texas, and TCU. Only 3 unbeatens remaining. LSU is in the SEC chip, Nebraska's in the Big 12 chip, and West Virginia, are they still in the Big East back then? I think they're still in the Big East. All right, so Nebraska is a new player in this, bro. I'm gonna sim this game out, right, to see who wins. Nebraska beats Texas 54-35. Like, Nebraska just came up out of nowhere, bro. And like 7 touchdowns in that game, no picks. Who cares about the run game? 11 for 184, 3 touchdowns. 7 for 150, a touchdown. Did 3 more touchdowns amongst 3 other players. Okay. And in this game, LSU versus Florida is an important game. And LSU beats the brakes off of Florida 41-9. LSU just wants it more. Trey Burton, before they moved him to tight end, he's actually still a quarterback in this universe. He didn't get the job done. So this year's Heisman winner is going to be Cody Green, aka the reason why they're headed to the Natty. 4,900 passing yards, I'm gonna round up. 555 yards on the ground, 49 total touchdowns. He beats out his wide receiver for freaking Heisman. That was the second place. LSU's DeAndre Payton, and then Storm Johnson for us was for Miami was up there, and Tyler Bray for Tennessee got 9 first place votes. Award winners: Cody Green was the Maxwell, as well as the Walter Camp. Benedict goes to Cameron Nwosu. Nagurski goes to Kevin Green. O'Brien goes to Cody Green. Wayman James was the Dope Walker. Robbie Woods was the Bolitnikov. Reed Fragel was the Mackey. The Outland goes to Andrew Rodriguez. Chris Ward was the Remington. Kevin Green was the Lombardi. Best linebacker goes to Cameron Nwosu. The Thorpe goes to RJ Jones of Penn State. Groza goes to Brendan Gibbons. The guy goes to Jay Williams. And the best returner goes to Kyle Prater from USC. Alabama fell off the face of the earth this season, 8-4 with a 4-4 SEC record. And when it comes to the biggest bowl games this year, I don't really see any that I want to jump into that I care about so much. So we're just going to really focus on the Natty here in season number 4. All right, here we are in the Natty at the Rose Bowl. Will the SEC reign supreme, or will Nebraska get the job done? Pretty back and forth right now. LSU finally scores. Nebraska quickly answers. LSU answers back. Nebraska answers again. Nebraska had a chance to take the lead. LSU does. LSU gets to start the second half. They're up 2 scores. They get another stop, but Nebraska is not laying down. But LSU is proven to be too much. Nebraska hasn't been past the 30 in a long time. They're down 38-14, 41-14, and that's how this one is going to win. LSU is season 4's national champions. So it's gonna be the last year we take a look at top players leaving, because nobody else is going to be a real player, because I doubt the computer redshirts much, except if people actually transferred or something. But you know, remember, we had no 99s this year, so it's gonna be like a weak draft. Nobody really to write home about, to be real with you. Devin Garner, that's a name we know. Zach Lee, Darrington Cinnamore, Robert Woods, Marcus Lattimore. Man, this is the only year he ran for 1,000 yards. Cap. Ronald Sagasi, that's a name. Ronaldo Sagasi, I haven't heard that name in a long time. LaMarcus Joyner. So top class in the nation is going to be Penn State with 7 5-stars, Texas A&M with 14 4-stars, Bama with 5 5-stars, 6 4-stars. Georgia has 11 4-stars. Texas and Alabama have the same amount of 5-stars. Texas A&M gets the most 4-stars. So this might be like the best all-around class, to be honest, because them 4-stars going to be crazy for Texas A&M. You know, Texas A&M be paying that bread. This season 5 is where all the real parity is going to begin. So season 5 preseason poll: LSU, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Oregon, Michigan, Penn State, Nebraska, West Virginia, USC, Florida. So USC is just here based off of last year. Look at their team: C plus B, C plus B. So this, like I was telling the chat, season 5 is going to be the first season where we really have true parity, bro. Like, this is where all the parity is actually going to begin in this sim, and this is where things really begin to be fun. Heisman watch list: Randy Sparks of a tight end is up there from Virginia Tech. What the hell did he do last year? Okay, never mind. Randy, I'm sorry, Randy. I didn't know any better. My apologies. He went for 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns, 111 yards a game. Sheesh. Jesse Scroggins from USC, Aaron Bradley from Nevada, Mutt legend Dre Archer, baby. Mutt legend Dre Archer. That 98 speed should be 99. Let me just tell you that right now. And then Melvin Cruz of Boo F. One thing we haven't looked at this whole entire time either. Let's take a look at toughest places to play. Beaver Stadium for Penn State. They're on a 2-game win streak. The Big House, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Tiger Stadium, aka Death Valley, the Horseshoe, the Grand Old Lady, the Austin Zoo. They're on a 13-game home win streak. Gaylord Memorial Stadium, the Swamp, and DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. The fake Death Valley is down here at number 15. So going into championship week, Oklahoma is the lone undefeated team. Notre Dame is probably going to stay still at number 2 because they do not play a conference championship game. West Virginia, Utah, TCU, Penn State, Miami, Michigan, Boise State, and Bum SU. TCU has been good throughout this whole sim so far, and I love when some of these schools actually stay like as good as they usually are IRL. We would usually jump into this Oklahoma game. I'm gonna sim outright, and Oklahoma beats the brakes off of Nebraska. So yeah, no need to super sim that. Oklahoma secures their spot in the Natty. First 4 chips in order: Wisconsin, Bama, FSU, LSU. All right, so Brian Carter, quarterback out of LSU, wins the Heisman. I think that's back-to-back Heisman trophies for LSU, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it happened like 10 minutes ago, but I mean, I could be wrong. So Maxwell goes to Scotty Young. I mean, he did what Texas Tech quarterbacks do. Austin Williams wins the Walter Camp. Bednarik goes to William Buckley. Nagurski goes to William Buckley. O'Brien goes to Scotty Young. Austin Williams gets the Doak Walker. James Lewis wins the Biletnikoff. Mike Brown wins the Mackey. Lawrence Gibson wins the Outland. The Remington goes to Matt Harris. Lombardi goes to John Scott. Best linebacker, William Buckley. Thorpe goes to Nikel Roby. Oh, damn. So that's another real player. Rosa goes to Eric Brown. Guy goes to Herb Irby. And best returner goes to Chris Hall. So this season's Natty is what we expected. Oklahoma taking on Notre Dame. LSU takes on Penn State in the Sugar Bowl. Orange Bowl, Georgia Tech, Utah. Fiesta Bowl, West Virginia, TCU. This game could be interesting. Some of these other games, like, I don't know if they'll really be fun to watch, but we'll see what happens. Let's see if this Rose Bowl game will end up being a doozy. We got Michigan taking on UCLA. I'm such a dad, bro. Why did I just say doozy? Don't judge me. But Michigan is up 10-0. UCLA finally put some points on the board. Michigan answers back. They score again, 23-7. 29-7. And this game is going exactly how I thought it would go. Michigan is beating the brakes off of UCLA. I'll see you guys at the end of this one. Final score, 51-17. Michigan did Michigan things. They got a dub out here. They are this season's Rose Bowl champs. All right, boys, let's see if we can jump into a great game here. We're just going to sit back and relax. 7-3 ball game, pretty back and forth. TCU gets 3 on the board. They have yet to score a touchdown. Now they do. West Virginia answers back with one of their own. They're going to kick 3 here. They get a stop, but then they get stopped. They give up 6 to TCU. TCU gets another 3. West Virginia gets stopped inside the red zone. Here in the fourth quarter, this game is pretty back and forth. They need a stop here, and they get a big-time fumble recovery. -1 yard, pass thrown away, 3 and out on the drive. So TCU wins this one 26-17. Again, a game we didn't have to jump into because it was handled. But the moment we've all been waiting for, the season 5 natty, Notre Dame versus Oklahoma. When Notre Dame is in postseason play, they usually wet the bed, and so does Oklahoma. But happily enough for both of these programs, one of them has to win. So in this natty, let's go quarter to quarter, bro. Back and forth. Notre Dame strikes first. Oklahoma's offense is struggling. Notre Dame's up 13-0. Oh, Oklahoma's actually lucky they're only down 13-0. It could be a lot worse, but their offense not moving the ball. Defense got to stop. They put 6 on the board. Notre Dame fumbles the bag inside the red zone, but they go back and score 20-7. Going into half, 27. Notre Dame has the lead. Let's go ahead and sim the third quarter here. Oklahoma doesn't score again. Finally, they punch it in. Could defense get a stop? They do. They drive. They go up 21-20. This is the game. This is the type of natties we want to see. Oklahoma just misses. No, Notre Dame just misses a field goal. Nope, Oklahoma missed the field goal. I couldn't tell, chat. So Notre Dame down 1 here. Under 7 minutes in the fourth quarter. We're going to jump into this drive to see if they can move the ball a little bit here. Oklahoma had a chance to go up 4 points, but they missed the field goal. And I'm not sure why Notre Dame is actually wasting time here, but it is what it is. EA, you got to love it. Notre Dame is wasting clock like they're winning this game, and I don't understand why. Because EA doing EA things. 2 is back to pass. Servan, that's a dime. That is a oh, he's down. That was a dot. Oh my goodness. No, he fumbled. That's an actual fumble, chat. Wow. Okay, so Oklahoma has the chance to really take over this game. The running back is rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Now they're running no huddle. Facts, Cav, facts. Play action, wide open man down the seams. Can he break that tackle? That would have been huge. Oklahoma is trying to put the women and kids to bed here, bro, as they are driving. I can't believe Notre Dame fumbled that pass. Toss to the left. Questionable run stick, but who am I? Oklahoma is really trying to put points to the board. They're back to pass. He's got a man open over the middle. It's the tight end. First down and more. Oklahoma trying to go up 2 scores here. Well, good pass over the middle, first down. I said 2 scores. They'll probably go up 8 if they kick the extra point. But if I was Oklahoma, I would go for 2 to go up 9. That's just me. And maybe that's why I don't coach major Division I football. Oklahoma getting the call in from the sideline here. Back to pass. Man wide open in the end zone. That was too easy. 3rd and 12 for Notre Dame. 6 for 15 on third downs today. Will they be able to pull this out? Back to pass, big block picked up, and that's picked off. That's the ball game. That pass had to be forced. The pressure was in his face, and Notre Dame fumbles the bag once. They fumbled the bag twice. Oklahoma punches it in. 4 minutes left in this ball game. Notre Dame throws another interception, and they are going to lose this game 42-20, just like that. All right, Oklahoma is going to be season 5's national champions. So far, boys, parity in this sim has been amazing. Because we have had 5 seasons, 5 different champs. Wisconsin is season 1, Bama season 2, FSU season 3, LSU season 4, and now the Sooners here in season 5. So take a look at some of the top players leaving for the draft and graduating. So now this is 100% the last of all the real players that came in this roster. Everybody from here on out will be computer generated through draft classes. But like I said, man, the parity in this sim has been absolutely amazing. I love it. Season 5's top class in the nation goes to Michigan. 7 5-stars, 7 4-stars, 6 3-stars. Oklahoma's behind them with 2 10 and 10. Clemson is number 3. Utah has another solid class. Ohio State 1 8 and 11. Stanford 0-14-2, LSU 1-11. Even the recruiting classes have some parity, except for like obviously Michigan has the most 5 stars by far. Stanford has the most 4 stars. Season 6 preseason top 10. Penn State, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Miami, Michigan, West Virginia, Alabama, Florida, LSU, TCU. All right, guys, so heading into championship week, we have 5 unbeatens. Notre Dame, Penn State, Oregon, Oklahoma, Utah. Texas and Miami is 6 and 7. Cincy, TCU, and Ohio State at 8, 9, and 10. Ohio State this high with 3 losses. And when they lost to number 1 Penn State, they lost to Michigan State, and they lost to Virginia Tech. Bama's also at number 14 with 3 losses. They lost to Ole Miss, they lost to Oregon, and then they got the shit beat out of them by Auburn in the Iron Bowl. The Iron Bowl seems a little early, right? All right, guys, so 1, 2, 3, and 5 do not play conference championship games this week. The only team that plays the conference championship game is number 4 Oklahoma. We're gonna go ahead and sim that. They beat Kansas State by 30. So I don't expect to see much changes going into the national championship game. So Justin Rucker of Oklahoma is gonna win the Heisman, 3,900 yards passing, 479 on the ground, 43 total touchdowns. Award winners, Antoine Rogers wins the Maxwell. He also wins the Walter Camp. The Benedict goes to Mark Greer. The Nagurski goes to Larry Griffin. The Davey O'Brien goes to Justin Rucker. The Dope Walker goes to Corey McKenzie. Litnikoff, Scott Adams. Mackey, Stanley Carlson. JP Jenkins wins to Outland. Remington goes to Gilbert Garcia. The Lombardi goes to Larry Griffin. Best linebacker goes to Mark Greer. Justin Thomas wins to Thorpe. Grows to Jason Watson. The guy goes to Doug Cooper. And the best returner goes to Zach Roberson. So Notre Dame finds themselves in back-to-back national championships. Will they find a way to win this one? I don't know, but they will be taking on 12-0 Penn State. The Sugar Bowl, Bama is going to be playing Rutgers. Miami plays Texas in the Orange Bowl. Fiesta Bowl is going to be Oklahoma versus Cincy. Rose Bowl, Oregon versus Utah. So this bowl season is actually a pretty lit one, if might I add. All right, we're here in the Orange Bowl. This is a marquee matchup. Hopefully Miami can get a dub. They've been winning all of their bowl games lately. Texas goes up 3-0. We go down to score 7-3. We give up 3. We get stopped. We give up nothing. We give up another 3. Can we get into the end zone? We give up another 3. Luckily, we're not giving up touchdowns. Our defense is being stout. We finally give up a touchdown. We go get another one of our own. 26-22. Now it is 33-22. All right, now this game is over, bro. We just couldn't score in time. Texas is back as they beat Miami. What was it, 43-30? That's a sad, sad day. I thought we were going to get the dub. All right, boys, we're here in the Rose Bowl, Utah versus Oregon, to see if we can get a good game to jump into. I love bowl season, bro. The Natty isn't the only important bowl. Right now, Utah's down, but they just tied up 10-10. They go down and take the lead 17-10. Pretty back and forth now. Oregon finally gets 3. The defenses are going back and forth. Oregon gets another 3, 17-16. Here in the third quarter, Oregon is just going to get 3 again. They can't punch it in. They force a punt. They finally get into the end zone. All right, guys. So Oregon wins this one. Utah made it close late. They win by 2, but the game was out of hand a lot more than that. And that is going to be this season's Rose Bowl champs. In the Fiesta Bowl, Oklahoma beat the brakes off of Cincy 42-21. Oklahoma played 2 quarterbacks. They both went crazy. On the ground, McCall ran from 113 through the air. Brant's 10 catches, 132 yards, 4 touchdowns. He just went out there and ran up fantasy points on that dude. All right, boys, here we are in the Natty. Let's go quarter by quarter, see who's going to come out on top. Both of these teams were the chance to win their first Natty, but this is, well, no, that's a lie. Notre Dame had a chance to win their first Natty last year, but they lost to Oklahoma. But this year, they're right back going up against Penn State. They're down 10 in the second quarter. They answer back, going down 7, heading into the locker room. That is right on time. They start the second half with the rock. They get 3. They get a stop, but their offense can't do anything with it. Penn State's defense is proving to be too much. 31-13. 34-13. Notre Dame has no answers. 41-13. And Penn State is going to be season 6 national championship winners. All right, chat. Remember in the beginning of the video, I showed you guys we were controlling multiple different teams to be able to look at multiple different things. Well, Boise State is getting a conference invitation from the Mountain West to the Pac-10 to replace Washington State, and we're going to accept. That's how well Boise State has been playing. All right, guys. So season 6 top class in the nation. Oklahoma, this is like their third or fourth time getting it. Penn State is right behind them. They get the most 5 stars. So 7 and 6 5 stars for Penn State and Oklahoma. Everybody else, the closest after that was 3. Most 4 stars goes to Ohio State, Notre Dame, and then Washington and Florida's right behind them. Southern Miss got 23 3 stars. Season 7, new look Pac-10. Boise State is predicted to finish number 4 in the conference. All right, chat. So when we were replacing Washington State, I thought we were in the Mountain West, but I forgot this is based off 2010. The WAC was still a conference. So Washington State falls down from the Pac-10 to the WAC, not the Mountain West. Preseason top 10, Penn State, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Alabama, Oregon is not looking too shaky. Texas, Ohio State, Michigan, Utah. Let's just take a look at the overalls here, bro. Like a lot of parity. Penn State seems to be the only team that's an A overall. Everybody else is B's and C's. So we're going to continue to see different teams in the national championship every single year, or we might just see Penn State take over college football, but I doubt EA Sports is going to let that happen. Championship week, Penn State and Oklahoma are 1 and 2. Oklahoma has a conference championship. Penn State does not. The Big Ten didn't have a conference championship back then. But also, Miami has to play Clemson. So one of these two can move up. USF is undefeated. TCU is undefeated. Houston is undefeated. We have 7 undefeated teams going into championship week, bro. All right, Big 12 championship. We need Nebraska to get a dub, bro, because I'm trying to get Miami in the Natty. And Oklahoma goes up 14-0. Nebraska ain't been across the 50. They finally get across it, and they punt it right after 28-0. I'm gonna just see y'all on the other side of this thing. 63-0 is the final score here in the Big 12 championship. Nebraska never had a chance. Unreal. Oklahoma stays undefeated, and unless Miami absolutely blows out Clemson, I don't see them being jumped. ACC championship game, boys. Can Miami come out here and get the job done? We are not good on paper. Clemson is much better than us, and it is showing right now. Our offense cannot move the ball. Here, going into the second quarter. No, we should have scored there. Come on, I want to jump in and score for my team. We're down 17-0. I don't think things are going to turn around from here. Hopefully, we can find a way. We get into the end zone, but we give up another touchdown. We get stopped. But we're getting stops. Our offense is just not putting up any points for us. 31-7. That's all she wrote. Clemson is going to jump us, and they beat the brakes off of us. They might jump. They might jump all the way up to number 2. You just never know. I just can't believe we lost again in the ACC championship game. Whenever we play any other team in the ACC championship, we win. When we play Clemson, it's a wrap. This year's Heisman winner is going to be Jed Robinson, quarterback from Oklahoma. Very, very close race, though. Clemson's quarterback was right behind him. So Oklahoma gets jumped by Clemson because Oklahoma will be playing Miami in the Fiesta Bowl. Clemson jumps from 4-2 over Oklahoma, who drops from 2-3. Even though they won their conference championship game, Clemson beat the brakes off of Miami so badly that they jumped all the way up to 4, and they beat them by 5 points. So I thought we were going to have a Penn State Oklahoma natty with both teams having a chance to be the first to 2, but Clemson is actually trying to break in on the party. Oh my gosh. We're only going to watch the natty here in season 7. This is the most important one because Penn State could be the first to 2 natties. All right, here we go. Let's go quarter to quarter. Penn State versus Clemson. Clemson strikes first. They go up 7-0. Penn State answers. And that's going to take us to the second quarter, 7-7. Clemson goes up 10-7. Penn State driving their stuff. Clemson goes up 17-7. Penn State scores 14-17. Now 20-14 going into the second half. Penn State stuff. Clemson goes down and scores. Penn State finally answers back, but only with 3. They get the ball back again. They score there, just down a touchdown. Clemson is forced to punt. Now let's see if Penn State can clutch it out here and move the ball. Quarterback with a lot of pressure, delivers a dot. Oh, I thought he was going to break that tackle and score. Just like that, they're in plus territory with a chance to punch it in, bro. What a throw by the quarterback knowing he was about to get hit. That's crazy. Just outside the red zone is Penn State. They're in shotgun. Looks like they had bunch out to the left, bring a man in motion to the right. Oh, chat. Did y'all see what I saw, chat? Look at 80, bro. The wheel route was wide open, bro. The wheel, and he got the block. He was going underneath. Penn State missed a grand opportunity to score a touchdown, bro. Grand opportunity. Brett is in motion for Penn State, 2nd and 10. Still a lot of game left here, though. Take the shot deep. He's got all day. That's a pick. Wow. 3 for 10 on third down conversions today is Penn State. and they're looking to go 4 for 11, and that's gonna be a sack. No, he'll lose the pressure. It's a horrible screen. He breaks the block. I mean, he breaks the tackle, and why would he cut it back inside? He still picked up the first down. All right, we got a 1st and 10 here. Play action for Penn State. He's got a man open over the middle. He strikes, and that's gonna be 6. Penn State is an extra point away from tying this one up. So we got a brand new ball game, 0-0 here, man, and Clemson throws an interception on the first play from scrimmage. Penn State is knocking on the door to score. So Penn State gets the ball right back. They were down in this game, bro. They were down in this game. They're back to pass once again. Surveying, got some time to throw, play on the ball, out of bounds, incomplete. Penn State with an incomplete pass on a 1st and 10 here, 2nd and 10. I know they would be happy even if they get 3. They keep it on the ground. 29 goes nowhere. Excuse me, 39 for Penn State. Will they be able to pick up this first down, keep this drive alive? And no, Clemson gets a big time sack. Their defense comes through. Penn State kicker is out. This is not a chip shot, chat. The kick is up and the kick is wide right. He missed it. Penn State fans can't believe it, like they could do better. All right, can Clemson not throw an interception this time around? Incomplete pass, 4-yard pickup. They're going to be forced to punt it away. Penn State has the rock again, 13 yards. They pick up another 5, another 4, 3rd and 2. They pick up 5. They pick up 2, 2nd and 8. Pass thrown away. Here's the 3rd and long. Pass dropped by Lewis. Another field goal, no good by Penn State. 4:26 left here in the 4th quarter, boys. And it looks like PSU is going to go in and out. Nope, I don't know what team I'm talking about no more. So Penn State with the ball, 27 all. Under 4 minutes left here. 29 gets lit up, but he holds onto the rock. All right, 2nd and 7. Oh, they run the read option, and that was tough. Penn State's defense is really coming to life. Why am I saying Penn State? Here's another 3rd and long for Penn State. Will they be able to pick up this first down? They go to the screen. He throws it off his back foot. It's picked off. Clemson's defense continues to play well. He has the block up front, but the quarterback brings him. That's not a quarterback, but number 5 brings him down. He almost dropped that pick too, chat. So we got a 3:08 left here. Clemson's going to keep it on the ground. Number 42 trucks his way forward, but he's eventually brought down, picking up 3. Under 3 minutes left here in this ball game. Clemson's getting the call in from the sideline. It's going to be a straight up quarterback run, and he picks up 1. That's a terrible play call, chat. So 3rd and 6 here, Clemson. I mean, one would think they're in field goal range, but after looking at Penn State's kicker, I just don't know. Trying to knock this through the uprights. The kick is up, and it is split right down the middle. Clemson has the late lead here, 30-27. All right, boys. What can Penn State do? 18-yard return. -3-yard pickup, 6-yard pass. That brings up a 3rd and 7. That pass is incomplete. This is a big-time 4th down for Penn State. They've been good on 3rd and 4th and longs this whole entire game. Can they continue their magic? They got Evans in motion. At the pass, he has all day to throw, actually. Good pocket. He takes a shot to 5, and that's a dime. He holds on to it. Down, out of bounds. 1st and 10, Penn State. So we got a 1st and 10 for Penn State here. Quarterback back to pass. He has all day to throw. Throws that one in traffic, and they're going to nearly pick up the first down. There's a 2nd and 1 for Penn State here. What can they do? Another all day to throw. That was picked off. Threw it right to him, bro. Threw it right to him. No, I wasn't controlling the defense. My hands were off for the controller. But you know what I mean, when you super sim, when they run a no huddle, they make you play with the squad. Clemson with another big time interception. 5-yard rush and 1 timeout. 5-yard rush, 2nd timeout. -1-yard rush. They get the 3rd and final timeout. That's going to be a 3rd and 5. Does Clemson actually keep the ball on the ground here? They should run out the clock. So Clemson's going to pass that for whatever reason. They throw it away. That's so dumb. So booming kick from Clemson. Penn State is going to let it bounce, and it's a freaking dime. Penn State's kicker is 2 for 6 on the day, and for some reason he's still warming up, thinking coach is going to give him a chance. So 44 seconds left, no timeouts for Penn State. Can Clemson's defense come through with another big time stop, bro? Good pocket. He's taking a shot deep. We've seen this before. 80. That's a bomb. Penn State's got to get on the ball. Oh my God, yo, the late game defense on these teams has been trash, bro. And they're going to spike it, so they're going to waste it down. I just do not agree with that ever when the computer does it, bro. Penn State is looking to go back to back and to be the first team in the sim with Natty number 2. Clemson has yet to win it. This will be their first one. Penn State back to pass, another clean pocket. He's taking the shot over the middle. That's going to be a first down. Back to number 80. That's got to be his number 1 guy. 2nd and 10, Penn State. 12 has been making big throws. Clemson's been getting no pressure. They only rush 2. Right down the seams is 84. On the ball, Penn State, you know they're going to spike it. Clemson just wants to lose this game. Empty backfield set here for Penn State. Going to the air. Clemson only rushing 3. Clean pocket, almost sacked. Is that picked? Bat it down. He technically could have picked it because he stepped out of bounds. There would have been a penalty. So 3rd and 10 here for Clemson. That one was almost picked off, but the DB just batted it down. They're rushing none here. Actually, just 3. One-on-one back of the end zone. That ball was caught, but his feet were not in bounds. That ball was caught, chat. Oh my God. That was almost San Antonio Holmes-ish in the back of the end zone, bro. Penn State's kicker fresh out of the timeouts. 9 seconds left here. 4th and 10. Are we going to OT? The kick is up, and he splits the uprights this time. All right, chat. We have seen a Hail Mary winner win the game, win a natty here today. Florida State won their natty on a Hail Mary. Can Clemson do the same? Back to pass, clean pocket. Probably not. He doesn't hit the guy in stride. That's going to be picked off. See, if it was me, I would have took this back to the crib. Let's see what the computer could do. He's got some blocks in front. He breaks the tackle. Why are you running in the straight line, dog? Maneuver. He fumbled that John, too. Clemson is going to start out OT here. They chose to go on offense first. I've never seen a team do that before. Never seen a team choose to go on offense first. Back to pass. He's got a clean pocket. He dropped it. I mean, that was a terrible read. He had 2 guys wide open in the middle of the field. All right, 2nd and 2 here. 2nd and 10 here for Clemson. A lot of pressure. He had like 4 people open on that play. All right, 1st and goal here for Clemson. Again, not controlling anything. They just got me controlling Penn State. Back to pass. That's a dot. That's 6. Clemson scores like that, boys. So Penn State comes down to OT, looking to tie this one up. They've been making some big throws all day. All day to throw. They rushed 1 guy. He still almost got sacked. Oh my gosh. Clemson's defense almost ended this one there. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. They toss over the. That's a dumb play call. Penn State is wet in the bed here down the stretch when it comes to play calling, bro. 3rd and long for Penn State, but we cannot count them out. We have seen them do some magical things in this game. 12 is underneath center. He's back to pass. They blitz a lot. He's got a man wide open over the middle. If you're going to blitz that many people, you got to get there, or else he's going to pick you apart. All right, we got a 1st and goal. They're going with an offset eye here. They're trying to get Clemson to go off sides. They don't have them. Wide open. Like, the zones are too soft. Like, be more aggressive. Sam Jones, 11 catches, 146 yards today. 2nd and goal. Heavy set. They're still going to the air. This could be a mistake. Penn State lobbing it to the back of the end zone. He's out of bounds. He's out of bounds. 3rd and goal. Clemson got lucky there. I would blitz right here. I would blitz. They're going with the option. It's a run to perfection. No, he's going for the strip. He almost got it. 4th and goal. This is it for all the marbles. All right, 4th down. This is it, boys. Oh, he overshoots him. He overshoots him. Penn State goes down. Clemson wins this natty here in season 7. 7 seasons, 7 different champions. The parody continues. Penn State had a chance to go back to back. One would argue they had no reason to even be in this game, but they were. 37-30 is your final score. That is one of the best games of the sim so far here in the 2016 season, bro. Season 7 top class in the nation. The rich get richer. Penn State has another top class. Michigan's number 2, Ohio State's number 3, and I feel like Penn State is going to be a bully here for some years to come. Season 8 preseason top 10. Penn State is the lone wolf at the top again. Oklahoma, Georgia. Somebody just asked about Georgia. Michigan, Clemson, TCU, Bama. Bama is a C+ offense. Like, the parodies, Penn State is the only team really like that right now, bro. Championship week, Utah is number 1 in the nation, the lone undefeated team. Oklahoma's number 2, Penn State's number 3. I wonder when they actually lost. They lost to Ohio State a few weeks ago, so they worked their way back up. Bama lost back-to-back games in the beginning of the year. They worked their way back. Oklahoma lost week 2. So Ohio State beating everybody, but they ended up with 4 losses themselves. Tennessee's in the mix. They lost to Bama. Shout out to all my Tennessee fans. Notre Dame's trying to get back in the mix. They lost to number 20 Navy. Navy's ranked in the top 10. So conference championship week is a big week, bro. Let's go ahead and sim and see if anything changes. So Jed Robinson wins back-to-back Heisman trophies for Oklahoma, and he actually lost the first place votes to Penn State's quarterback, 260 to 271, but he had more total votes at 1494 to 1477. Chat, has that ever happened in like history? Natty is going to be 12-0 Utah versus 11-2 Bama. Bama has a chance to become a 2-time national champion, the first of the sim. All right, boys, season 8 Natty is underway, and Bama's going to strike first against Utah. Utah is the better team on paper, and now that it's starting to show as they're up 14-7, and they're driving here to start off the second quarter, and they're going to go up 21-7. Can Bama answer back their stuff? Utah goes up 28-7. You know, we're in a crazy timeline in a crazy world where Utah is manhandling Alabama. Here, similarly in the third quarter, Alabama's fighting back, going back and forth. They put some more points on the board. They're down 35-17, 35-20, 42-20. Utah just seems to be like they're going to be too much for the Tide, the Crimson Tide. They go up again. They about to put a 50 burger on these boys' head unless they call the dogs off. They don't. 52-27, and the Utah Utes are season 8's national champions. And once again, 8 seasons, 8 different national champions, and the parity continues here in our sim. So season 8 top recruiting class goes to Oklahoma. 7 5-stars, 7 4-stars. We've seen this before. Texas A&M with 5, 7, and 6. Penn State with another 7, 5, and 2. Houston with 15 4-stars. They're building something great over there. BUF and Ohio State. Bum Eyes have a good recruiting class. LSU, Notre Dame, UCF. They've been having good recruiting classes, but they ain't really doing nothing with it. Vatech, UGA. Miami's always super low. Bama has a top 20 class for once. Preseason top 10. Penn State is there again. A-, 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 A+. But look at Michigan at number 4. They're the second A- ranked team, which means a lot of these teams' recruiting classes are really starting to be something. I don't even think it's going to be possible to have a Penn State Michigan Natty, so they're going to have to duke it out in the Big Ten. Oklahoma and Notre Dame are threats. Utah just won a Natty, so they're always a threat as well. All right, guys, championship week. Penn State, Oklahoma, the only 2 undefeated teams. Penn State does not have a conference championship. I believe Michigan's one loss is going to be to Penn State. It was. They lost 43-31. So the only way Michigan could jump up into the Natty is if Oklahoma fumbles the bag in the Big 12 championship. But remember, we've seen this happen twice in this sim. Vatech can win and jump over Michigan and make them stay put because they don't have a conference championship. Toledo, whoa, Toledo went 12-0 this season, but because they play in the MAC, bro, they are just on the outside looking in at number 9. So they're another undefeated school. South Carolina is ranked 24 at 7-5. Disgusting. All right, so let's jump into this game. Oh, we've seen this story before, bro. When Missouri played Oklahoma, they beat them 63-60. I mean, they beat them 63-3. So, you know, we've seen this before. It was disgusting stuff. We just gonna go quarter to quarter. Oklahoma goes up 6-0. Oklahoma gets a stop. They go up 13-0. They go up 20-0. And that's just the first quarter. Let's go ahead and sim to the rest of the game. Missouri is luckily getting across the 50 sometimes this game. 34-0. Okay, they don't get shut out. 34-7. 41-7. They put up 60 on these boys once again. Oklahoma gets the job done, and for all intents and purposes, I think they punched their ticket to the Natty. So Oklahoma's going to be taking on Penn State and those 2 teams. So we're going to have our first ever 2-time champ at the end of this Natty because both of these teams have won before. So this is why Toledo was so good. George Davis, 108 catches, 1,300 yards, 18 touchdowns, wins the Heisman. I think that's the second wide receiver we saw win. The other wide receiver that won was a wide receiver from Hawaii who caught 188 passes for 2,200 yards in a season. That was insane. Award winners, Danny Walton from Miami wins the Maxwell. Lewis Sullivan from Miami wins the Walter Camp. The Benedict goes to Michael Olsen of Pitt. The Gursky goes to Michael Olsen of Pitt. Danny O'Brien goes to Danny Walton of Miami. Michael Wade wins the Doak Walker from Penn State. Biletnikoff goes to George Davis of Toledo. The Mackey goes to Thomas Moss of Michigan. The Outland goes to Virginia Tech's Frank Lloyd. Remington, Tennessee's Jeremy Bowling. Travis Roberson wins the Lombardi. Best linebacker goes to Michael Olsen. The Thorpe goes to Justin Hughes. The Groves to Jordan Jacobs. The guy, Joey Bird. Hey, Black Punters unite, yes sir. Word to destroying. And then the best best returner goes to Jim Kelly of the Ohio State. I want to see how good Toledo is versus Tennessee. Ooh, did Toledo beat the brakes off of Tennessee? Did I read that right? Toledo was the real deal this year, chat. One of these teams will be the first 2-time champ, bro. Can you believe that? It's going to take 9 seasons to have our first repeat champion. So let's go quarter by quarter. Who's going to strike first? Penn State gets stuffed. They get the ball back. They do nothing. Oklahoma's on the board 7-0. Penn State is forced to punt or vice versa. I do like NCAA 14 when it comes to Super Sim. You know what the hell's going on a lot more. But here we go. Sim to the second, 14-0. Oklahoma's up 21-0. Penn State finally on the board, 21-7. But don't worry, boys. We have seen a lot of crazy comebacks as Penn State is down 21. Savage, appreciate that follow. Go to the fourth quarter. Penn State back on the board. They get a stop. They score again. Like I said, Penn State is nothing to scoff at. It's 28-28, 34-28. Starting off the fourth quarter. Let's go ahead and sim the rest of this drive. Oh, wait. Oklahoma missed their extra point? No. Oklahoma missed their extra point. Penn State is up 35-34. We're just going to go drive by drive, 3rd and inches. They lose 4 yards. They're forced to punt. Penn State can really take over this game here with a touchdown. And they're driving. If they get inside the 30, we'll jump in. They're at the 30. That's good enough. Penn State up 1 with a chance to take a commanding 8-point lead if they score a touchdown here. They try to get Oklahoma to jump off sides. A lot of people in the box. Penn State must have been running the hell out of the ball against these dudes. And it's going to be a draw play, and Oklahoma was ready for it. They stuff it. I mean, how do you not check out of that when you see all those people in the box? All right, 2nd and 10, Penn State. We've learned that this is field goal range for most teams, and that's going to run another delay handoff. He breaks the tackle. He falls forward for 1 yard. So Penn State working on that clock a little bit here, man. Under 2:45. 9 is back to pass. He's got 87 open. Oh, he's got another man open back in the end zone. Dot! Touchdown, Penn State. No pressure on the quarterback. Comes back to halt him, and Julius Walker throws for 6 touchdowns in this game. Oklahoma missing that extra point is huge right now. 2:37 left here. Oklahoma big 25-yard pickup, 7-yard pickup, 1st and 10, 19-yard pickup. They're across the 30, and they score a touchdown. 26 yards out. I was about to jump in next play, but they made something shake. But we're going to jump in here because they need this 2-point conversion. I got a feeling they're about to run the ball. They're going to do something silly like run the ball. No, they go to the air. He's open in the flats. He was open in the back of the end zone. He's batted down at the line of scrimmage. He had the man he was looking for. Oklahoma needs another stop. Onside kick recovered by Penn State. 2-yard rush, 6-yard rush, 1 timeout, and 1 stop is needed by Oklahoma here on this 3rd and 2. They're running the ball, just crash down on the run. They're not going to pass it, bro. It's a toss to the outside. He has a lot of running room. He runs towards blockers, but he still picks up the 1st down. And that is going to be the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not. Wow. Penn State had to punt. 21 seconds left here for Oklahoma. We've seen a Hail Mary be successful late in these games when Florida State won their national championship. So it is possible, bro. Oklahoma back to pass. He's got a wide open man. He delivers that dot. He gets out of bounds. 15 seconds. Oklahoma, I mean, look at this stupid defense Penn State's in. It's a blitz. They ran a screen. They ran a screen. No, I forgot to freaking go. I forgot to control nobody, chat. Whatever, YOLO. I got a chance to win this natty. And that's going to be the ball game. I mean, my chance was just as good as theirs, right? And Penn State becomes the first 2-time champion in this sim in season 7. This is their 2nd natty in 4 seasons. They won just 3 seasons ago. Penn State is the natty champs for season 9. So Penn State is season 9's top recruiting class once again. Michigan is there, LSU is there, Tennessee is there, and not a lot of the top. So there's not a lot of 5-stars to go around. Michigan State, Michigan, Tennessee, and LSU hogged most of the 5-stars this year. And Penn State, bro, like I don't see Penn State getting bad anytime soon. Preseason number 1 is season 10, Penn State, followed by Michigan, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Tennessee. Miami's in the mix, but they're not that good. BUF, Baby Gators, Utah, La Tech, West Virginia. Bama is just falling off. Like Nick Saban is still here. I mean, we're still using Nick Saban, but I'm not controlling recruiting. The computer's doing all the recruiting themselves, bro. And like Penn State is recruiting masters. I have recruiting on Heisman as well. So Heisman watch list: Lewis Sullivan of Miami, Andre Arnold of Virginia Tech, Bobby Harrison of Clemson, West Virginia's Chad Glover, and Oklahoma's Jonathan Harrell. Haven't checked this in a while. Let's take a look at toughest places to play. Oklahoma, Penn State. Oklahoma's on a 37-game home win streak, chat. Utah's on a 37 and 36 home win streaks. Oklahoma and Utah. Heading into conference championship week, Penn State is the #1 team in the nation. TCU is undefeated. Houston is undefeated. Georgia Tech's a one-loss school. Michigan's a one-loss school. Their one loss continues to be, no, that's a lie. They didn't play Penn State this year, but they lost to Iowa. Yuck. And they could have been in the Natty because there's no Big Ten championship here. Washington hasn't been in the mix in a minute. Florida's never been in the mix. Oklahoma, Miami, Alabama. So, you know, let's take a look at which one of these games matter. So this game doesn't matter. Houston has to beat Marshall. They beat Marshall by 20, 44-24. And Georgia Tech could beat the brakes off of Maryland and maybe jump up. They lose 10-3. What a disgusting game. Like, I can't believe somebody sat down and watched that game. This year's Heisman winner is going to be Keith Rollins of Michigan. 155 catches, 1,800 yards, 17 touchdowns. Award winners Jarrett Smith of Penn State, Maxwell, Walter Kemp, Keith Rollins of Michigan. Bednarik goes to Matt Copeland of Kentucky. Word to Bordeaux. Nagurski goes to Matt Copeland of Kentucky. O'Brien goes to Jarrett Smith, Penn State. Doak Walker, Corey Moore, Penn State. Litnikoff, Keith Rollins. Mackey, Dominique Martin, Penn State. Outland, Brad Vincent, Penn State. Remington, Marquise Williams, UCF. Lombardi, Jonathan Griffin, USF. Best linebacker, Matt Copeland. Drew Gibson, Virginia Tech. DeGroza, Ben Roberts, Penn State. Day Ayrton, Oklahoma wins the guy. Best returner goes to Brandon Poe of LSU. The Natty is Penn State, TCU. Both sitting at 12-0, both winning their divisions. Their conferences. The Boo F Baby Gators lost to USF. Let's get it. Maryland is in the Orange Bowl taking on UW. Maryland beat UW 29-7. They tried to sneak that past me. Maryland out of nowhere coming through winning that. Fiesta Bowl, Michigan taking on Oklahoma State. Michigan beat them 25-14. This Natty is crucial for parity. If Penn State wins, that's Natty number 3, and that's back-to-back championships. People are not betting against Penn State no more. First quarter sim, let's see what we got. Penn State goes up 7-0. Penn State goes up 9-0 because they got a safety. Penn State is on the verge of scoring in the second quarter. They go up 12-0. TCU's defense, that's a lucky stop. They are forced to punt. They get a stop. They go down to get 7, 12-7, make it 12-10. And we're going into halftime with Penn State missing a field goal. So starting off this second half, who is going to strike first? Penn State gets 7. TCU goes down to get 7. TCU can't buy a stop. TCU gets stopped. Penn State has a chance to really take over this ball game. They do 32-17. Can TCU score to make it interesting? They do, only down 9. Second and inches, third and inches. Can TCU get off of the field here, boys? This would be huge. This would be huge. They play action. They go to the air, taking a shot. Oh, beautiful play by the TCU DB. Why? I ain't gonna lie. I do stuff like that on 4th and inches. But do I agree? No. So what can TCU do with the rock? Passed on the way. -3-yard rush. 18-yard pickup. 5-yard pickup. 5-yard pickup. 6-yard pickup. 8-yard pickup. 5-yard pickup. They're inside the 30. 7-yard pickup. A 6-yard rush, 7-yard rush inside the red zone. Let's jump in this and see if TCU has what it takes to score some points here. That safety is coming back to haunt TCU. They're down 9. They could easily be down 7. TCU back to pass. That's a dumb pass. Let's just bat it down. They're lucky it wasn't picked off. TCU, they can get 3 here. Oh, no. Whoa. Oh, my God. That could have been so bad. Because I put every point I had on PSU. All right, bro. So they're actually going for it here, dog. Why did TCU not take the points here? Why did TCU not take the points, chat? Like, who mans is that, bro? Who is coaching this team, bro? All right, man. So TCU's got to get a stop here, bro. Wow, big penalties on the offense. Fumble recovered by TCU. TCU, if you would have took 3 points here, you will only be down 6 points, bro. We're under 2 minutes left. Like, I can't believe this, yo. He's open. That's not open. What the hell? This man is blind. Looks like Max Duncan taking on UGA. Wow. Whoever bet on TCU, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry, bro. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, that is bad. Penn State wins back-to-back national championships here in season 10. Penn State 3 natties in 10 seasons, bro. So surprising #1 recruiting class in the nation, season 10. The UCLA Bruins have the #1 class, 15 4-stars, 9 3-stars. Michigan's behind them. Penn State is top 3. Utah with another big-time class. Texas A&M continues to recruit well, but it's not really showing up in the, on the field. Washington, LSU, Georgia Tech, Rutgers, and Ole Miss round out the top 10 recruiting classes. So season 11, top 10, not surprised. The Nittany Lions sit atop the mountaintop. But for the first time in a long time, they're not an A overall, but they are still an A offense. Michigan, Oklahoma, Florida, Washington, TCU, West Virginia, Houston, Cal, Utah are the top 10. Take a quick look at the top 25 here. Bama's still finding their way in the top 25, but Bama's still just a C+, bro. All right, guys. Championship week, Penn State #1, Florida #2, Notre Dame back in the mix, TCU still there, Houston undefeated, Ohio State 11-1, Southern Miss emerges 12-0, West Virginia 11-1, Texas. Like, so the parity this year is crazy, bro. The parity this year is crazy. The computers have a lot to deal with. LSU versus Florida. We're going to sim outright. We only jumping in the natties. UF escapes 37-30. LSU almost played spoiler, bro. Let's jump into a group of 5 game that has some implications on the natty. So this is our first time jumping into one of these group of 5 conference championships. But 6 versus 5, I feel like this is intriguing. We got to see who's going to win. Houston is usually those guys. Southern Miss is undefeated. They're down 7-3 at the end of the first quarter. And Houston's up 14-3. Houston's up 21-3. Houston's offense is always going to be electrifying. USM can only get 3 at a time, and that just ain't gonna cut it against Houston, who's up 35-6, 35-13, 42-13. Houston might jump up with this big time win if they continue this blowout. They're up 22, they're up 25, they're up 32. Southern Miss scores again. Can Houston get the 60 burger? Houston's letting them off the hook a little bit back into the game. I'm not even sure what that trophy is. Mix it up. Somebody look it up. NCAA 11 mix it up trophy. Joe Jackson of UF wins the Heisman. The junior running back runs for 1,600 yards, 528 yards through the air with a total of 23 touchdowns. Award winners: Stephen Robinson or Stephen Robinson, quarterback of Southern Miss. He didn't do nothing in that conference championship game. He wins the Maxwell. Walter Camp, Joe Jackson, the Heisman. Bednarik goes to Tim Harris. Nagurski goes to Tim Harris. O'Brien goes to Stephen Robinson of Southern Miss. Joe Jackson was to Doak Walker. Bolitnikoff goes to Keith Rollins. If I believe that's back-to-back seasons for him, yeah. Back-to-back Bolitnikoffs for him. He also won the Heisman last year. I would be surprised if this dude don't go in the first round. He's only 82 overall. He ain't going in the first round. Now, IRL, they might give him a look because he goes to Michigan. The Mackey, Tim Richard, the Outland, Jeremy Jackson. The Tony Gilliam wins the Remington. Lombardi, Joshua Wayne. Best linebacker, Tim Harris. Thorpe, Kelvin Harper. Texas was going to win the Thorpe by any means necessary. 4 of the top 5 finalists were all from Texas. That means that defensive secondary was insane. Rosa goes to Robbie Turner. Guy goes to Patrick Brown. Best returner goes to Tony Doyle of West Virginia. All right, so Penn State, Florida is looking like it's going to be the natty. Houston did go up from 5 to 4. TCU dropped from 4 to 5, but that's just because Houston beat Southern Miss. Notre Dame, Penn State, and Florida all stayed still because they had nobody to play. Well, no, that's a lie. Florida did play the SEC championship, but you know what I mean, they won by a lot. All right, so we got some good bowls other than the natty. Let's see, the Orange Bowl, Boston College RSF boys taking on West Virginia. West Virginia beats Boston College. Sugar Bowl, number 4, Houston versus number 5, TCU. Texas, that's a Texas Bowl. Houston beat the brakes off of TCU 31-10. Fiesta Bowl, Texas A&M versus Ohio State, who has yet to play for a natty. That one looks like it was a pretty close game as well. 38-35, Ohio State escapes with a dub. Bama and Michigan playing in the the Gator Bowl, excuse me. Alabama won 27-21. Texas beat LSU in the Spring Street Lysol Bowl, the Cotton Bowl. Penn State replacing Bama, facts. All right, boys, here we go. National championship, quarter to quarter. Who's going to strike first? 0-0 ball game. It's like a chess match, filling each other out. UF scores first, 7-0. Heading into the second quarter, they go up 14-0. Penn State 14-3. Penn State is always going to come back. You could never count them out of this game. They were down their last natty when they came back and won 14-9 going into the locker room. Here, assimilating to the fourth quarter. Let's see what we get. Oh, Florida goes up 28-9. Penn State is finding it. just kicking field goals. They finally find the end zone. Here in the fourth quarter, we're going to go possession by possession. Can Penn State drive down the field? We will jump in if they get in plus territory. They're going to be forced to punt. What is Florida going to do with this? Florida's driving. They can't be stopped. 3rd and 8. They pick up 8. They throw an interception in the red zone. Well, in the back of the end zone. Penn State tried to return at 5:02 left here. A lot of time left on this clock, but they just cannot move the ball, bro. They cannot move the ball. They're getting stops, though. There it is. 28-26 here. Penn State used their first time out. Penn State gets up a first down. 2nd and 8. 3rd and 6. This is for all the marbles. They're probably going to waste a lot of clock here. Most of the Natties have been in the Orange Bowl, it feels like. All right, boys, it's going to be under a minute left here by the time Florida snaps the ball. 3rd and 6. If they pick up the first down, it's the ball game. I see a couple of people open. Dot. Oh, he missed the SWAT. He missed the SWAT. Talk about wetting the bed, bro. Talk about wetting the bed here, bro. They just hold y'all. If you bet on Penn State, they just hold y'all. They just hold y'all. See, EA won't even let me get the actual chat. No way. Florida ends the reign, and they're going to be season 11 champions. They bump off Penn State in the Natty. Wow. All right, so Texas A&M has season 11's top recruiting class, followed by Houston, UCLA, Oklahoma, Utah, Florida, Washington, Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan. Oklahoma and Houston get the most 5 stars. Cincinnati, West Virginia, Washington, Texas A&M hogged the 4 stars. So let's see how that plays out actually in the game. For the first time in 6 years, we got a brand new preseason number 1. Florida followed by Notre Dame, but Penn State is them again. A-, A, B+. Don't be surprised if Penn State's undefeated. Notre Dame is just solely off of there. I don't know what they're off of, but they don't look good. Texas A&M's recruiting classes are starting to really click. Ohio State's starting to get back in the mix. Again, bro, I would love to see a natty without Penn State in it, but I'm also a fan of dynasties and teams just running through the whole competition. So let's see what happens. All right, guys, so heading into championship week, Penn State won the Big Ten already, undefeated. West Virginia, I'm pretty sure they won the Big East outright. There's no conference championship. Oklahoma has the Big 12 championship. TCU is TCU still in the Mountain West in this one? I don't think TCU is in the Big 12 yet. So they might have won their conference championship outright. Texas A&M, who was their one loss? They just lost to Oklahoma. Damn, that sucked. And then they beat Baylor, beat Texas. That was a 3-point loss. That's a game we could have probably jumped into. UCF's recruiting classes are finally starting to prove they're good. And Southern Miss was good again this year, y'all. Oklahoma has to beat Missouri. They've been beating them every single time. And again, nothing changes. Missouri gets their cheeks clapped, and that was the only game that really matters for the conference championship. Houston versus Southern Miss back-to-back years, and Houston beats the brakes off Southern Miss again. Damn. Ew, look at this SEC championship. 9-3 versus 10-2. Ole Miss versus Tennessee. Tennessee loses to Ole Miss. Shout out to all the Ole Miss fans out there. Conrad Carr, senior tight end, wins the Heisman out of Oklahoma. 122 catches, 1,951 yards, 18 touchdowns, 247 yards on the ground. Who mans is this, bro? Who mans is this, bro? Oh my God. The natty is West Virginia versus Penn State. Penn State has been in like the last 5 to 6 national championship games. They're really just one of the best teams in the nation at this point. And West Virginia is being picked by both Lee Corso and Kirk Herbstreit. Their quarterback is decent. They got a 1,000-yard rusher on the ground. Penn State, I mean, I'm just not betting against Penn State, bro. There's no world where I could bet against them. So even though they lost to Florida last year, I feel like this is their revenge tour and they're going to get it done. All right. West Virginia wants to rock first. Here we go, boys. You know the vibes. Quarter to quarter. Appreciate the follow, Spank. I'm not reading the rest. Penn State is up 14-0 in the second quarter. Penn State goes up 20-0. West Virginia has they just got across the 50 for the first time, 27-7. They scored. Going into the locker room. Penn State almost scored. Going into the fourth quarter, West Virginia answers. Can they get a stop? They do. 21-27. How does Penn State answer, bro? 2nd and 10, 3rd and 12. 4th and 2. Field goal, no good. Can West Virginia move the ball down the field? Nope, they're forced to punt. All right, get them 4s up. We're here in the 4th. Can Penn State score? They had to punt. Ooh, West Virginia throws a pick. Penn State has the chance to punch it in. We're going to jump in since they're in super duper plus territory right here. Pitch. Oh, terrible run stick. Terrible run stick. He could have scored. All right, do they just punch it in? Yeah, they do. Touchdown. Too easy. West Virginia's got to score, and they got to score fast. I want to jump in if they move the ball, but they're forced to punt once again. All right, they got to get a quick stop. Penn State is just too much. This is pretty much going to be the end of the game. West Virginia scores. Penn State runs out the clock, and Penn State wins Natty number 3 in 4 seasons. They lucky Florida beat them last year because that would have been 4 Natties in a row for these boys. So Michigan is going to end season 12 with the #1 recruiting class in the land, followed by TCU, Penn State, Georgia Tech, Texas A&M, Washington, West Virginia, Ohio State, Florida, and Stanford of all schools. Penn State still amongst the top of getting an ungodly amount of 5 stars. All right, guys, so Penn State's back on top preseason. They just came fresh off a natty. Oklahoma, TMU, Houston, West Virginia, Washington, USF, TCU, UCLA, and Cincy round out the top 10. And Ole Miss trying to get in the mix. Cal, Boston College. Michigan is ranked 21 and their A's across the board. Expect them to compete for a national championship for sure. All right, so here's the, where is Miss Boys? Penn State is nowhere to be found. This is the BCS top 10 heading into championship week. Michigan, West Virginia, USF, Boston College, Cal, Iowa, Nevada, LSU, Texas A&M, Houston. Penn State lost 2 games this year. They lost to Ohio State and they lost to Illinois. I'm sorry, and they lost to Michigan. Who would have thought Penn State couldn't get it done this year? I told y'all, don't be surprised if Michigan is going to be playing for that natty. West Virginia looks like they want to go back to the natty. Let's take a look at these conference championship games. Do any of them have implications? No. All the teams that are there win their conferences outright, and Boston College fumbled the bag. They lost to Georgia Tech 23-17. So it looks like Michigan versus West Virginia is the natty here in 2022. Texas A&M's Vincent Hendricks wins the Heisman, 1,800 yards rushing, 549 yards on the ground, 23 total touchdowns. He's one of those major recruits they brought in throughout the last few seasons. All right, the Maxwell Vincent Hendricks, the Walter Camp Vincent Hendricks, the Benerick Adrian Lloyd, the Nagurski Ross Thompson, the O'Brien Jake Coleman, Bill Walker, Vincent Hendricks, Wyatt Malone was the Blitnikoff, Keith Reed was the Mackey, Alex Richardson was the Outland, and Remington goes the true freshman Dwayne Vincent, 22 pancakes. Kenny Jackson was the Lombardi. Brent Johnson wins the best linebacker. Jeremy Johnson was the Thorpe. Dave Jones wins the Groza. The guy goes to George Walton, and the best returner goes to Mark Smith out of Ohio State. West Virginia finds themselves in back-to-back natties, this time taking on a different Big Ten opponent in Michigan. This is going to be a good game. 12-0 versus 12-0. Let's jump straight into it. All right, boys, here we are. Season 13 National Championship. West Virginia goes up 9-0 early. Michigan finally answers 9-7. They strike again 14-9 in the second quarter. We begin. We're just going to sim to the end of the game, but we're going to jump in when necessary. Pretty back and forth affair here. Michigan is driving, and they go up 21-9. Can West Virginia put a drive together? I'm not sure what happened there. Sim into the fourth quarter. Michigan gets stopped, but they're going to go down and score again, 28-9. West Virginia still can't find the end zone in the fourth quarter. West Virginia is just not enough. Once they get to the natty, they wet the bed for the second straight season, this time losing 42-9. Michigan wins the natty, and they got a red zone shutout in this game. This is Michigan's first national championship of the sim. Big Blue finally gets it done in season 13, the current season that just passed IRL 2022. Season 13, #1 class, Penn State, 9 5 stars, 9 4 stars. These dudes are insane. West Virginia, Oklahoma, TCU, Michigan, Boston College, Cincy, Texas A&M, Stanford. Who got the most 5 stars? Of course, it's Penn State. That's unreal. Washington gets the most 4 stars. Penn State's right there. This Penn State team, bro, like, they got to be the greatest team of all time, bro. I swear to God. They're one of the greatest teams of all time, bro. This is what happened. These are the last 13 natty winners in order. Wisconsin, Bama, FSU, LSU, Oklahoma, Penn State, Clemson, Utah, Penn State, Florida, Penn State, Michigan. Preseason top 10 coming into season 14. Michigan, Texas A&M, Florida, USF, Georgia Tech, Penn State, West Virginia, LSU, Cal, Oklahoma, Iowa, Virginia Tech, Washington, this is definitely more than 10, Utah, Houston, UCLA, TCU, Cincy, Notre Dame, Ole Miss, Boston College, Nevada, Tennessee, Auburn, Purdue. Bro, we got a chance to see some crazy shit in the Natty this year, bro. So let's get to Simmons, man. I'm excited. I am excited. UCLA is the #1 team in the nation, followed by Michigan. USF is there as well. Those are the only 3 undefeateds in the top 3, only 3 in the top 25, bro. Oh, I wish Michigan could lose a conference championship, bro. I want USF versus UCLA. That'd be fire. Michigan might have a chance to go back-to-back, though. None of the conference championship games matter. See, if this was 14 with more conference championship games, we would have more drama for sure. Wesley Miles of USF, quarterback, is going to win the Heisman. 348 first place votes, 3,200 yards through the air, 337 on the ground, 48 total touchdowns. The Natty is Michigan versus UCLA. Okay, then USF makes the Rose Bowl. I mean, USF was a conference champ, bro. Did they beat anybody worth talking about? Honestly, they beat Utah first week of the season. They beat West Virginia, and then when it comes to Michigan and UCLA beat Washington. That's the only ranked school. Oh no, they beat Cal as well, and Michigan beat Penn State 37-0. Damn. So yeah, that put them in the Natty right there. They blanked #6 Penn State. They blanked Purdue. Yeah, Michigan was on a mission, pun intended. Award winners: Derek Smith of Michigan was the Maxwell. He also walks away with the Walter Camp. The Benedict goes to Chris Morton of Army. The Nagurski goes to Chris Morton. The O'Brien goes to Derek Smith of Michigan. Jason Rhodes from TCU wins the Doak Walker. Litnikov goes to Darius Roberts of Michigan. Michigan wins the Mackey. Virginia Tech and Roy Barber win the Outland. The Remington goes to LSU and Nash. Lombardi goes to Ryan and Rutgers. Best linebacker goes to UCLA's Heath Merrick. Thomas Lee of BYU wins the Thorpe. The Groza goes to Oklahoma's DeMarcus Vaughn. White boy DeMarcus, I see you. The guy goes to Eric Williams of Texas. The best returner goes to Cedric Hawthorne of UCLA. We're going to be jumping into this game to get gameplay no matter what, because it is, you know what I'm saying, the last one of the sim. Here we go. Let's see. I'm going to just go possession by possession here to see what happens. UCLA misses a field goal. Or was that Michigan that missed a field goal? No, Michigan missed a field goal. UCLA goes down and scores on a 79-yard touchdown run. Michigan tries to answer back, but they fumble. UCLA recovers. UCLA fumbles. Michigan recovers. Michigan gets the rock back there in the end zone. UCLA drives down, and they're going to get 6. It's now up on Michigan. Michigan goes down. They get 6. Here in the second quarter, this is a pretty back-and-forth game. Michigan forces a punt. Michigan goes down, and they go up 21-14. UCLA has to answer, and they get 3. Now, Michigan's going to drive. They're forced to punt quick. 2 minutes left here. 15-yard penalty against Michigan. UCLA is putting a drive together here. 3rd and 10. Let's jump in. I know it's early on, but these drives are important throughout the whole entire game. So let's see what happens. Quarterback back to pass. Surveys. He throws a one-hand snag from UCLA's receiver. He's stopped short. Do they go for it? I mean, I would go for it. That's me personally. UCLA is not bringing out the kick team. The offense is coming back out here. The play calling is better in NCAA 11, so you'll see a play action or a smart play call. They won't necessarily just turn around and hand it off up the middle. And it is hard to run the ball in these older games. Was that a false start? So UCLA was bluffing. They were just trying to get Michigan to jump off sides. Instead, they get a false start. UCLA brings out the kick team this time, but we have seen that these kicks are not automatic in this sim so far, bro. The kick is up, and it is wide left. UCLA misses the kick. Michigan is through the roof. The crowd is hype. So what is Michigan going to do to answer back? They score on a 74-yard touchdown pass. Oh my God. UCLA, you have 30 seconds to respond, 44 to be exact, and they're forced to punt, and that's going to take us into the second half, 28-17. UCLA starts off the second half with the rock. Let's see if they can put a drive together here. They throw a pick. Plus field position here for Michigan, and they're inside the 15-yard line. They got a chance to really take over this ball game here. We're going to jump in. Well, it looks like Big Blue is on pace to possibly get back-to-back national championships here in this film, dog. What a dot, what a catch. Touchdown, Michigan. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, boys. So UCLA is going to have to do something, bro. 3rd and inches, they pick it up, 18-yard pickup. 3rd and 1, they need the first down. They get a 6-yard pickup, incomplete pass. All right, here we are in business in the red zone for UCLA. They are going to need a score here to stay alive in this game. They need a score here to stay alive in this game, bro. They're coming out in the I form. I don't know if I agree with that soft-ass play call. The running back had nowhere to go. He doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. The moment is too big for UCLA. Even though they're sitting at #1 in the nation, I feel like the moment is too big for these boys right now. I mean, it's Pac-10 football versus Big Ten football. We know who's usually going to win that. And the ball's on the ground. Oh, my goodness. Fumbarooski, Fumbarooski, Fumbarooski. Oh, if Michigan scores here, it's a wrap. UCLA forces a punt. UCLA throws another interception. Michigan driving their punt, and we're still just in the 3rd quarter here. UCLA goes for on a 4th down. They don't get anything. Another punt by Michigan here in the 4th quarter. UCLA punts it right back. Michigan goes down and gets 3. UCLA is down 21. They do make the lead a little bit easier. They score. Now they're going to have to try to punch it in here. All right, boys. So we're inside the red zone. 2:35 left, 3 timeouts, down 14. This game is not over if UCLA can score. If UCLA can score here, roll out the other way with a righty, it's holding on the play. Wide open man, he holds on to that, but it's going to be coming back. All right, 1st and 20 here for UCLA. They got to get 6 here. A field goal does nothing, pick. Oh, no. 89 makes the catch. Big block up front. UCLA is going to get into UCLA is down at the 1. Are you kidding me, game? You got to want it, bro. And they're throwing it. Pick. Whoa, that's a dot. What a catch. They made that way more dramatic than what it needed to be, bro. All right, onside kick recovered by Michigan. 4-yard pickup, penalty against the offense. 3rd and 11. 1 timeout and 1 stop by UCLA is needed here. This is for all the marbles. Nobody on the D-line is in their 3-point stance. Really not sure why. Michigan back to pass, ball game. He breaks the tackle. No, he does not, but that's over. How do you get beat that bad one-on-one, bro? 3rd and 6, 4th and 2, field goal range, they're up 10. UCLA scored again before the game is over, but that's all she wrote. 38-41, 41-38 rather. Michigan goes back to back here in this sim in season 14, bro. What a game, though. UCLA did some stupid stuff here. Own-headed things, kicker missing kicks. They threw a lot of interceptions. Michigan just wanted it more. I ain't gonna lie, bro. W parity in this sim. Yes, Penn State was in the Natty a lot, but Penn State played a lot of different teams in the Natty. Stats and records. NCAA records. How many records were broken throughout this sim? Longest interception record goes to Penn State. Longest pass goes to Oklahoma. Longest run goes to UCLA, 79 yards. Longest reception goes to Rice. Receptions in a game goes to Rice's Clemens. 28 catches in one game is insane. I wish we would have saw that game. So individual season records, 37 field goals, Oregon State. USF had the top QBR with 207. Receiving yards goes to Avery at 2394. Remember, he ended that season with 200 catches, bro. 201 catches. Remember, he won the Heisman at 188. He ended the season with 201. That's nuts. Did we break any career records? USF passing touchdowns in the career goes to Miles, USF. Smith at FSU, receiving yards in a career, also receptions in a career. And Bob Stoops gets the longest win streak here in this sim with Oklahoma. This was one hell of a sim, fam. We created our own dynasty. Well, you know, we got to see like a new Alabama, and it was another Power 5 school. We got to see some parity. Our first 7 to 8 seasons, we had different national champions every single season until Penn State really started to set themselves apart from other programs. And, you know, I can't wait to do this again. And probably, you know, next I'm going to do this in like a PS2 game. The sim does take a little bit longer in the PS2 games, and we probably won't be able to jump in for Super Sim, but, you know, I'll work out the kinks. But next, I want to do this same timeline, but I want to do it in Madden, but I got to wait and see if we can actually watch Madden Super Sim. So you tell me, did you enjoy this rewrite of college football history, or do you prefer what we actually got to see IRL?